Should we start?
Hey,
Hello, everybody.
what's going on? I didn't like
I'm
that.
Steph,
I'm also Steph.
and and welcome to
Drop Everything Now podcast, episode like one,
something.
basically.
Yes. Well, no, this is like episode 30 something. The next episode is like episode one,
Oh, okay. This is the
right?
finale.
This is the finale.
This is the
No, it's not the
finale.
finale.
This is the finale of our old selves.
Well, because it also makes sense because it's like the finale of the
2024, the
eras.
ERAS tour.
The
Yeah,
Eras tour. So it's like, what's coming next? For us, for Taylor Swift,
exactly.
for you, for your families, for your
Yeah,
lives. Like,
exactly.
what's next? We don't know, but it's we're shedding our snake skin and we're coming back from the dead.
Yes, and I realize now that when I said finale, it's not the end of the podcast.
No,
We
no.
are just gonna do better
Yeah,
in
we're gonna
2025. We're gonna
revamp
revamp. Yeah.
because things got away from us this year. Life
Yes.
is kind of crazy, the good, the bad, the ugly. So, what we're gonna do,
Also, I just want to blame Taylor like a little bit because
right?
she was doing so much and at the same time like it was
Nothing at all.
yeah, because like it was like okay,
Yeah, I was
there was
thinking that.
Eras shows every week, but it was like I'm not going to talk about every single show that's happened. And then she
Right.
was like, she would release albums and re-records where it was like, oh, okay, like big episode for the album. Where then it's like, okay, now like
It's
like because we
it's
were
almost like she did so much that it's like we got so used to so much that it feels like like it's like since we've last recorded, nothing's happened. But meanwhile, like a thousand things have
plenty of things
happened.
have happened, right? But I also exactly because then it's also like there's been so much that like then when you go to record, there's too much. There's too
There's too
much.
much.
It's
It's like
not like, oh, let's
overwhelming.
talk about track fours today, like we used to do
I
when nothing was
know.
going
And
on, when it was like you could do whatever you wanted and go down whatever avenue you wanted to
yes.
take with her career. But
But then it just became like, which it still is, like current events,
right. And it was just
like every
constant.
episode.
I know.
Which, by the way, like nothing necessarily wrong with it, but I do
No.
hope next year that we still, even if it's like every other month, like okay, we'll see what our last track we did. Like next, like in January, we'll do track 6, unless there's a re-record release that will,
Right.
that we'll do that, and then we'll focus on that, or like whatever it is. But I do hope we can get back to the like original
Just like
recipe.
the fun, yeah, like being able to talk about something different in her music that isn't related to
Her current
current
life.
events and the Eras tour. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's exciting.
Or even if like it became then like the beginning of every episode, it's like, okay, what's like the one little current event? And then we get into like the meat of it, as
Right.
opposed to kind of like the whole episode being like the current event,
Right.
essentially, which I feel like
Exactly.
it's sort of been. Um,
And it also will be for this one, I suppose, in a sense.
it will be for this one. That's why this is not
Yeah,
number
that's why this
one.
is the season finale.
This is the finale, and then we're gonna try to kind of like mix the old with the new in the new year. You know how they say, who does that? Shakespeare. That's actually what he's known for, like the Renaissance. Yeah, the old with the new. That's what we're gonna do, like the old recipe and the new.
Yeah.
And so we're
Taylor
gonna
makes
try
the
to
old with the
do,
new,
yeah,
re-records new albums left and right for the last
exactly.
3 years. Yeah, I think it's
It all
good
makes
stuff.
sense.
Hmm.
So yeah, so we'll be releasing about
Once a
in the
month.
middle of the month. In the middle
In the
somewhere.
middle-ish of the month, since
Middle-ish.
it's kind of the middle of the month now.
Yes.
We're
And I
just gonna
just like go
and we're
with
gonna be
it.
better about our social media,
We're gonna be
and like
better.
telling you when it's probably gonna happen. Like oh, it should be this part of the month.
Yes. This should be we're
It
recording
should be
here.
coming at this
Expect it
part
next
of
week.
the month.
Yes.
Um, the yeah, also like I don't know, social media is hard. Like we're
It is
30,
hard. People are
it's
better. People are 30 and good at it though. But like
for sure.
it's hard when it's not your main thing. Like the people that are good at it are doing that as their main thing. Like this is neither of our main thing.
Yeah,
Like even in my personal life, like I'm not at the peak of social media use. I'm
no, me
at
either.
like if there was a peak, it was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, 2017, 16,
Yeah, I
17
would
for
say like
me.
20 like 18, 2019 for me was my
Yeah.
like peak like wanting to post and wanting to like, oh, what, like just being obsessed with, not obsessed
Yeah.
with, but like really excited about posting and stuff. And it's not even, I don't know. Anyway, we're,
But yeah, if you follow us on our
it's not
social
in our
medias, you'll
habit.
let us know. You'll know when it's coming during the month.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say also, I like forgot about this. Just so much has happened, but I like randomly checked our email, which I haven't done that either. Somebody did email us like that they really
Yeah,
like us, and I really wanted to answer them, and then I forgot because then they
I
also asked.
did.
You saw
Yeah.
that?
Well, because I did the same thing the other day. I was going through my computer and I was like, oh, too many emails. And it was like all from our podcast. And I did see the email as well. And then I was like, oh, I feel like it's been so like too
I
long that
know.
I can't even say
No, I
anything.
think I still would. It's just like one of those things that I keep putting off. Like not that that person is not a
No.
priority. It's just that this isn't the prior. Like with everything that's been going on, and even our own lives, it's not a like even the podcast right now is not a priority. So like the email of our podcast is not even something that I
Yeah, I
remember
just like I do
exists.
forget it's there. Yeah.
Right. So if you were the person, I'm so sorry. We did see it.
We're gonna get there.
Ugh,
And when we
just
revamp.
yes, this is still the
Old.
old.
20 and during 2024 it's still the old us.
We'll work that into
Yeah.
our structure.
Well, yeah, exactly. God.
We take every other week. One of us has to is in charge of the email for that week.
That's it. Makes sense. Fine. Well, you know, set the ground rules.
Except,
You gotta.
honestly though, that's kind of like my life, which I've kind of always realized, but not is like I'm so like chaotic and like unstructured that I need structure. I need a deadline or like deadline or whatever it is, like rules, or I just like won't.
Mm-hmm.
I won't. I won't do it. I just won't. And like if somebody says like, "Hey, can you fill this paperwork out for me?" And like whenever you get around to it, okay, well I'm not going to get around to it unless you say I need it by Friday. Then okay, I will literally give it to you Friday.
Yep.
Like
There
that's
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that is. But that's just that's just how I work. So,
Yeah.
anyway, out with the old, in with the new, but actually in with the old and out with the new all at the same time. So
Exactly. And in with the old is especially for this episode because we're talking about the old ERAS tour. It's old. It's old. It's over.
it is
Like two
old.
years old. It's old.
It's old.
But
Um,
well,
so as we said, I like this is really an episode of of current events that will start with, right? Like the most recent
yeah. Yeah.
ish kind of go into then just other things that have happened, but then we'll end right. We said we'd end with sort of
Yeah,
like
and with
the
the big
eras at a
ERAS tour stuff.
glance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do just want to say, again, revamping next time. Um, there are going to be a few rants in this episode, mostly positive in this episode, obviously celebrating
That's
the
what we're
ERAS
gonna
tour, her
try.
birthday, all that good stuff. But some people have been pissing me off
Have been
online.
naughty right before Christmas. Not
Yes.
nice, naughty. But you
So,
know what? I agree. Sorry, I was just gonna say, like, I noticed the past few episodes, I'm always getting angry. Like, because you know what, people are pissing me off and I wanna like try to be more positive, but like
no, agreed.
we have to let it
No,
out.
but here's the thing. Yes,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
tie
let
it
it
with
out. We're gonna leave it in 2024, especially if we get to go back to our other stuff and our other like where we're focusing on our music. You
right,
know,
and not the
like when we're
fandom
not
and not
focusing on the current event that everybody's talking about in insane
right,
ways. So
right.
it's gonna be, we might get a little worked up here today, but
We might get worked up.
2025, mm-mm, we'll be
Yeah.
better. But there's plenty of positivity mixed in. I just want to warn everybody.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you
Like
think
if
you
you
were one of those people online this week, you're not going to like this.
you're not.
But
No,
I
but you
have
know
a
what?
feeling most of our people are not those people.
No, because they would have heard us also be mad about it in the last episode, which I actually
Exactly.
cut some out because I was like, "Ooh," but of the last episode because whatever. So anyway,
Okay.
what should we start with? The bottom
Um, yeah, let's start with other.
other section
So,
other you
yeah, the other section. I guess like just quickly, like she was the number 2 Billboard pop star of the century.
yes Um, I
Um,
I was gonna say like I did not take any issue with that because at the end of the day, I really don't care.
no, I didn't
At
care
the end of the
either.
day, I did not care when Taylor Swift wasn't number one in everything. We have been fans despite like
Yeah,
regardless of that, and almost I kind of wish when it was at the time where it didn't feel like everybody was always talking about her,
yeah,
which we've said many times. Um, and I love Beyonce, and I do like there's things that I understand why they picked her first, but the way that they went about it
yeah, it was
is
bad.
fucking insane.
It was bad. And that I totally agree with you. I don't care that that's how the list ended up. I think they just like and then like the way they were like celebrating Beyonce was to talk about why they picked Beyonce over Taylor Swift and it's like no, just talk
Right.
about Beyonce.
Just
Like
talk
what are
about
you
Beyonce.
doing?
So like I wouldn't have cared or whatever, even been like, okay, yeah, who cares? Beyonce's Beyonce. Like just saying her name, you know. And but their reasoning for giving it to her actually made me be like, okay, but
Yeah.
what you're saying then means that Taylor should have gotten it
They
because
literally the first
you don't
sentence
make
of the
any
Beyonce is
sense
the pop star of the year or a century was like Taylor Swift might have more
of everything.
everything, but Beyonce is
Yeah.
cultural artist of the
Yeah.
century. And I was just like, this is they also did really weird shit with like when they would post about each person because
The
I like
the Kanye
the
video.
Kanye video and then apparently
Yeah.
because a lot of people I actually enjoyed this on the online when this stuff was going down because like people did seem to all get together to be like they did like I guess they had done that kind of with Ariana when she got it put on the list like there was other ones that were kind of like
Sketchy?
rude
Like okay, okay.
about the person they were
Oh,
celebrating on the list that
really?
day. So like it was like not the Kanye type, like not like oh there was obviously the naked Taylor thing
Right.
from the Kanye video. It wasn't in obviously anybody else's thing, but they would talk like they I think they talked about Manchester and Ariana's, and it was like why are we doing this?
Why are
Like
you
you're
bringing that
kind of
up?
like bringing up like awful shit that happened to them.
Yeah.
Celebrate their
So,
wins. Let's not like bring them down with
right.
it. It was really
And
weird, but it kind of brought everybody together
it
a
did.
little
So
bit.
I was
Like,
gonna
so I
say,
did like that.
yeah, so I was gonna say, just for anyone that doesn't know, when they revealed that she was number two, they used the nude mannequin like clip from Kanye West's video to like in part of their like Taylor Swift's the number two, and it
Yeah.
took them a few days to take it down, or at least a day, and then they like issued an apology for it. But like, first of all, you don't add that in on accident. That doesn't
No,
even make
people were like, "Oh, it was an
sense.
accident." It's like, how many people
No,
approve these things and
not
look
even
at them?
approve it. The first person that did it, it's like you're
Exactly.
intentionally like that. That's not
Well,
something that pops
right.
up if you're like Taylor Swift and you're looking for images or videos. That's not anything that's gonna pop
Well,
up. You
right.
know
And that's what I mean. Like,
you
obviously,
did.
the person that put it together was doing it on purpose, but it's crazy that somehow it made it through however many checks that you might do to review things like that. And nobody thought, really? Should we? Or to put a stop to it then. And then you come a few days later and be like, I'm so sorry, that was a mistake.
We don't know how
No,
to.
it
No, it
wasn't.
wasn't. No, it
Like, no, it
wasn't.
wasn't. Get over
And
yourselves.
yeah, like they probably wanted the clicks, they wanted whatever, and then obviously in they wanted almost like now that I'm thinking about it, the rage bait of it all
Oh,
because
for sure.
not only did they do that and waited like way longer than they needed to take it down and issue an apology, but then in putting Beyonce first and as we said, like talking about Taylor through the whole thing, they're also then infuriating Beyonce
Beyonce
fans and
fans. Yeah.
people and whatever it is. So more people are sharing it, more people are putting think
Right.
pieces on it, more people are getting clicks. So it almost feels intentional, which totally like
That's the
takes
thing
away
these
from the
days, too.
credibility of Billboard. Like, what do you
Oh,
like?
for sure.
Isn't it supposed to literally it's Billboard? Isn't it supposed to be about that? And so you're totally wiping away your credibility. If this was like Pop Crave or some like
Yeah.
just pop sort of journalistic, I don't know, media outlet, whatever it was, like, okay, great. You're just doing it based on your opinions and you're doing
Yeah.
stuff because you want to get clicks. But I thought that Billboard was more about like credibility and fact and whatever. I mean, like I said, I didn't care either way, but thinking of like the why that they must have been doing this, if you think of if you're putting all of those little pieces together, is so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
which also then goes into like people who post things about Taylor Swift which are so stupid, which is literally
Hmm.
just to get paid, which
Right.
actually also might speak to why it's worse
I know. I
nowadays
was
because you
thinking
could
the
get
same
paid.
thing. Yeah.
You get paid now on like Twitter or X or whatever it's
Right.
called. But so that's ridiculous. But I do agree. So many people shared it and were think pieces. And I remember seeing a lot of people saying like Taylor, like Swifties are not even defending Taylor Swift. This is now the general public
Exactly.
defending Taylor Swift for the Kanye thing. And then even for like not even
Yeah.
saying she's better than Beyonce, but saying like, what do you like? Your reasoning is made
Yeah.
up. Like it doesn't make sense. There's nothing
Yeah.
concrete here. Anything concrete,
It was really poorly done, honestly.
yes.
Like I
It's
cannot believe that
I
that
just
ended up being what it was.
I lose respect for people who are going to like shoot their credibility to get a click. It's literally like when did they become a clickbait source, I guess
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
just feels like you're just like watering down the quality of your
for sure.
company at the end of the day
I
is
mean,
what's happening.
they definitely did. It was just terrible. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Like and whoever decided like pushed that through, like here's the angle we're gonna take this year.
yeah,
It's just like it's like
nuts.
sleazy.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
But at the end of the
Um,
day, she's still number two, which is awesome. And
yeah,
yeah, which is great.
love it.
So
Love it.
many it was fun to like see like the countdown and stuff, but
Yeah.
the way it ended, it
Well,
just made
and
the
there
whole
was that
thing
weird
sour.
thing with the way it ended too. Not even the way it ended, but like I guess did you see how like there was that one chart that showed like Taylor Swift leading in like who do you think is going to be the biggest pop star, and it was like Taylor Swift versus Beyonce, and then like right before it came out it was like a big like switch, and like Taylor dropped to the bottom, Beyonce shot up, so people were saying that Jay-Z bought like, oh, Jay-Z paid off
Oh, really?
Billboard to move
No.
Beyonce.
That's so funny. No,
I
I
just
did
thought it was
not see
funny. I
that
mean, like
given
I think
everything else that's
everybody,
happening.
I think Swift, yeah, I mean, obviously this was before, but I think Swifties like knew this was going to happen because obviously like or fans I should say. Sometimes I don't like using that word. But
I know.
like I feel like again this happens the cycle happens every few years where it's just like yep, the narrative's turning against her. She's the worst person in the world. Everybody hates her. So I kind
Mhm.
of feel like everybody was expecting they were like Beyonce's going to be number 1. Like this is going to
Right.
happen, even if maybe by accolades or whatever it should have been Taylor. So it was more comical to see all that kind of stuff shake out. And then obviously it was great
Yeah.
that everybody kind of got on the same page of like Billboard just sucks.
Yes. Like
Everybody collectively thought
right.
Billboard sucked comparatively to like
Right.
arguing over Taylor Swift or Beyonce. It was
Right.
more like, no,
Yes,
that
because
was
even if you're a
awful.
Beyonce fan, you're not happy with how that happened.
Right.
And if you're a Taylor Swift fan, I'm mostly pissed about like
The video.
how you could yeah, how can like that just goes beyond even like clickbait. Like that's just like fucked up. Like you're gonna
Agreed.
do that to somebody who that's like traumatic for them probably to
Right.
see. I can imagine like I know it's hard for us to perspective wise like think that maybe that's a big deal, but like seriously imagine if there was like a naked like replica of you that's whether it's
Yeah.
accurate or not, that's I would be mortifying or like a naked picture, let's say. And
Yeah.
then like you move on, it's 10 years past that or however long, less than 10 years but still past that and 8 years past and it's like circling and it's like,
Or,
"Oh
right. And it's also just one of
my
those things
god."
too where it's like, yeah, it's been so long. And then it shows up in a video that's supposed to be like talking about
Celebrating
how
you.
successful and yeah, like and celebrating you, where you might watch that. Like maybe she doesn't watch a lot online, but maybe it's like, oh, thanks, Billboard, let me watch this. And then all of a sudden it's the Kanye video.
Yeah.
And it's just
It's
like,
just
seriously, like, come on. Dumb. Dumb,
and then
dumb,
having
dumb.
to explain it, like I can just imagine her like the new people Travis and like his company and stuff and like watching the video and like say like she's all upset now she has to re-explain to them where that
Yeah.
yes maybe they remember from years ago but they don't maybe know like
They didn't know
I
you
don't know I
personally,
just
so maybe they didn't have a reaction as much to it then. Yeah.
right and like but also not recognizing that that's what that clip is
Yeah, I mean, like
and
well,
like
it's
having to
similar to like how they're trying to put like guardrails around AI and
yeah
generated images, and it's like yeah, that basically was, but
almost like an
nobody,
AI before AI
right? But nobody cared.
no
I mean, yeah, he did it. Like there was a bunch of people in it, but still, like it's like the Taylor stuff is so fucking shady, with the
Oh
way
yeah.
all of it shook out. But
I mean, the fact that we
anyway,
didn't back then think not just Taylor but anybody in that video that like was so fucked up of Kanye, and I just remember that Kardashians episode when they're like, Kanye's a genius. This is literally like the smartest, most genius thing that he's ever done. Like he is like
nothing like brings me more joy than like watching. Well, I haven't watched Kardashians forever, but
me
like if I
either.
was to go back and watch an old episode of like Kim talking about how great Kanye is, nothing brings me more joy than seeing shit like that where it's like, oh, were you coping
Yeah.
that you were married to a
No,
narcissist, like, psychopath? Like,
but she also loved that. She
for
loved taking the
sure.
digs at Taylor. Like if you listen to the whole full phone call,
Yeah.
she was the one that wanted him to switch the like the wording to make it worse. It was,
Yeah.
I think me and Taylor might still have sex, and he's like, but my wife actually thinks she wants it to be, I think Taylor Swift might owe me sex or whatever. And
It's just crazy.
whatever. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Old news. Honestly, the Kardashians are so like over.
they
I
are so
don't see a
over.
single thing about them ever
I
anymore. And
know.
if it does, I'm like, what? Like
Like who
Kylie popped up on
cares?
like the thing with Timothy Chalamet the other day, like at his movie
Yeah.
premiere. And I was like, I totally forgot they were dating. I've totally forgot
Yeah.
about Kylie Jenner. Like it's amazing,
I mean,
honestly.
they're always going to be like super wealthy and like their business
Well,
endeavors
yeah, I just
are
mean
so
like,
well, but they're not relevant, and and
and
like
it
Kim's
kills
talked about
them.
how many times it
They'd rather
killed.
be relevant than this rich, for
Kim
sure.
would literally sell her first child, all her
Yeah.
children, to stay
Yeah.
relevant, and like she probably has, to be honest. But like whatever,
Anyway,
just
it's
like
not
getting
we
ready for
weren't this wasn't
Reputation, Taylor's version,
so excited.
whatever that is gonna come.
Whenever. It's got to be next year. Well, duh.
So shall
Um,
we then talk about the most positive, and most
yeah.
recent? So the Taylor Swift, if you, I mean, what's today, the 17th or 16th or
Yeah.
something? So the like right after her birthday or the day before her birthday,
It was
right?
right
December
before,
12th.
yeah.
She went to the local like Kansas City, whatever that
Children's
hospital
Hospital,
was,
yeah.
and visited the pediatric center, I guess, a pediatric cancer center maybe, or I don't know if it was
I don't know
cancer, but
which one it was
it
because
was
apparently Travis was also there on a different
a
floor.
different floor. So yeah, so
Yeah.
whatever, some pediatric unit,
Yeah.
and she's done this before, but it was just like
So cute.
so cute to see, and like
She is
so
just like so normal when she interacts with people,
exactly.
and it's just like so refreshing to watch. Like it was awesome. I loved everything that was coming out of that. I was eating it up in the palm of my hand. Like it was so wholesome. And then I also saw that like one of the local Kansas City news channels like did some like kind of did a little story on it and like talked about how great it was that she went. And it also just makes me like really happy that she spends so much time in Kansas City because it seems like Kansas City really loves her and like
Right, totally
appreciates
embraced
her and
her.
like respects her and her
Yep.
privacy too. Where I'm just like, this is so good for her that she gets to
It's
go to this, like, it's not a small town, but you know what I mean? Like, not New York or LA,
but
and
I've
just
heard
kind of
of
like,
those. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like just like gets to become part of the community and have the community like love her back. It's
Yeah.
so sweet.
I've seen like what's so funny is we've seen so many Swifties like embrace obviously Travis and like Kansas City, but I've seen so many people like just randomly on Twitter. And when I say
Chiefs
so many, I
fans.
don't mean thousands, but Chiefs fans that are literally now full
Yeah,
blown Swifties that talk about how they're only a
literally.
Taylor Swift fan because of the Chiefs.
Yeah,
And I'm like, that makes me so happy.
it's
But
so
yeah,
sweet.
so to your point, and then I've heard this from all over social media, and you've probably spoke on this too, that Kansas City is known for that, is like very much
Yeah,
known for giving the professional athletes their space. Like people
yeah,
don't really approach them in public much.
right.
So to give that to like Taylor Swift, I'm sure not as great as
Yeah,
like still probably way better than what she's used to. I agree, is like amazing. Like it's I also, it just adds to it that Travis was there just on a different floor. Like they did this, something that they did
so
together,
cute.
separately but together. And like they
Yeah,
didn't do it as, like you wouldn't necessarily know that both of them were there. It wasn't some PR like Travis and Taylor
right.
as a couple do this. It was just something that was separate. And and that's super common. Most celebrities, no, most professional athletes, like I feel like a lot of
Yeah,
NFL players do go visit their like local
communities.
hospital.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or whatever. But it just
It was awesome. I loved it. And she looked so cute too. Her outfit was
Oh,
adorable.
I know. I
And
loved her
then like
outfit.
how she got the Dyson Airwrap for that one girl.
Yes.
She
And
was
did
like,
you
"Oh, just
see
in case like Santa doesn't come through." Like, it's so cute.
did you see the mom that wasn't there and the dad was like, my wife's on her way. My wife's on her way. She's a
She's
really
a
big
big,
Swiftie.
yeah.
Because the boy, the kid, didn't really even like, wasn't a Swiftie. Like,
But then he
it was the
started singing
mom.
for her. Did you see that other
Yeah.
video
And he
where
was
he was just
like,
like doing some sort of song?
yeah.
Oh,
And she
it
was
was
like,
so cute.
wow. Yeah. That was
Oh,
amazing.
we're
And
doing
then
it
Taylor's,
again. Yeah.
yeah. And she starts, like, she's so awkwardly normal. Like, it's
Yeah, it's so
amazing.
nice. It's
She's like,
and like
yeah.
when you watch her do things like that too, it's like you when you hear other people that meet her and not fans, but like famous people or like when Travis is people in his life say they've
Right.
met her or something, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, she's just like so down to earth and normal." And like sometimes you think like how could that possibly be with how famous she is? But then you see videos like that where it's like, "Yeah, she's so normal." Like she's just a little like she's just an awkward normal gal.
She's so, yeah, like the
Like down to
awkwardness
earth. I
about
mean,
it.
like, yeah.
Yes, no, you're so right. And it is so refreshing. Do you ever think like I think about this a lot. Like I love fake scenarios. Okay. If you were to meet Taylor, like now you wouldn't know that it was necessarily coming, but let's just say, like,
Oh,
think about it right now.
I can't
What do
not
you
know.
think? Like, it's so hard. Like, what do you like know what you would say if it was like an interaction like that where like you know that you can get not like a whole hour long conversation, but you know that you're gonna get a couple minutes. Like
No, like
because I was
I
going back and
thought
forth,
about
like, do I
that.
want to tell her
Yeah.
about me? Do I want to tell her what I love about her? Do I want to tell her like what do I want to tell her? Like I want to tell her something
I know.
like what do you say
I know
really?
because
Because
I literally thought about that last week when all this was coming out. I was like, if I was ever in that position, what would happen to me? And like, and I do think obviously the certain aspect of it would be like, oh, I'm such a huge fan. But then at one point I was like,
it's
do I
like
say
I
like I'm
need you
such a
to
huge fan? I
know.
have a podcast. Like I'm like no, because
I
then she'd probably
know.
think you fucking psychopath. And I'd be like,
No,
no, no,
I
no.
think
But
I
it's a cool
would. I'd be
podcast.
like,
It's
no,
a
I have a
cool podcast.
podcast.
Like it's really chill. We talk about your music. Like like I'm like, oh my god, would I mention the podcast? I don't know, but I do think like something would come out of like you know it I've how long we've been
Right.
fans, right? Like I feel like I would have
Right.
to
Like
be
I've been
like
a
I've been
fan
here
since
since like Fearless, like I am
right.
just I've been to five or well however many
Right.
concerts it is now, like and I feel like there'd be some like something like that is gonna come out of my mouth, but I don't know what else I
Yeah.
would say. I'd probably just
I
wait for
always
her to say something, then we'd both be awkward normal
right.
girls together.
I always feel like I want to somehow like thank her. Like I just
I
want to thank you
know.
for everything that you've done and I just want you to know if you stop doing everything today, you have still done enough for me and for millions of people for a lifetime and like you can never do too little or too
Yeah, like I
much
can
or
still live off your
anything.
music for the rest of my life.
Yes, you can never do too
You
little and you can
yeah.
never do too much. Like everything that you do is like is like makes changes our whole world and um not that you're doing it for that like I just like I somehow like want to express my gratitude without being like thank you for giving us music, give us more music, or like
Right.
we don't need any like just to like express the gratitude of what she has done even though she doesn't need to do it, even though so many people like with all the crazy noise and how we
Yeah.
see that and how we see even with the own fandom that it can get crazy and that we're here and we see you as a human being and you're not
Yeah.
a puppet without with like it's like I don't know how I would like concisely express that and
I
just
know.
and thank you for helping me to
Like
understand
I like
myself better and like
right, like would it be like, oh, like I've like followed you like this entire journey you've gone through like and your music has gotten me through things that I didn't realize I was even going through at the time
right
like
right
and if like I will always be your fan and support you even if you
you
decide
stop doing everything now.
to for like to live out the lucky one and not do this
Right
anymore like
right
I
to
don't
go
know
do the
yeah
lakes
go to
and
the lakes
I know and it's so hard but then I'm like but I also want to tell her something that it's gonna make her remember me forever and not just say something every like it's just
I
so
don't
hard
know.
because like
It's like
what if
really
we ran
crazy for
like
me to
this
say
year
this, but like I hope I'm never in that situation because I feel like I would fumble so hard. But obviously I want to be in that situation. Like I want to meet her. But
I
I
would
hope
hope
I'm
it
never
would
in that
I
situation.
know, but I hope it would be a situation where it's like this is I do wish although understand why it doesn't happen anymore, that like secret sessions still happen because
Yeah.
she's already briefed on the person. So it's like
Right.
she like what I wish it was something where she like kind of would know who we are a little bit. So it like takes away some of that like, hey, I know you have a podcast. Hey, I know you've been like this big fan for so long.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh good. So let me just like but you know what else? The other thing is like also I want to ask her questions. Forget about what I need to say to her. I want to hear what she has to say. I want to be like,
Yeah.
wait, so many questions. I feel like maybe I should just make a list. Like, what if I just like what happens if one day
Yeah. We
I
probably should
just we
have
just
that.
have something in our back
Like
pocket?
for me, I want to know like how often do your cats travel with you? Like, do you
Interesting.
clean the litter box? How many do you have of litter boxes? Because you have 3 cats.
I would want to know more about
But
her
in like a
writing
normal
process.
question, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, I think I would want to know more about her writing. I know her writing process is like different, but like I would want to ask questions. Like we know that All Too Well, like All Too Well is a song that you almost didn't put on the album, and then became like a fan favorite. And what was there another song like that that you haven't talked about that was like you didn't think it was gonna be something, but within like the Swiftie fandom, people really love it, or vice versa, a song that you were like, um, that might be a sad question. I really love this song, but it didn't like people didn't appreciate it as much as whatever, which she
Hmm.
has shared. And then like other
Yeah.
questions, like what's a song that just like questions about
See,
songs that she's released, like little things that we don't necessarily know about.
right.
Like,
Those are the types of questions that I would ask if I had more time
yeah, like if she was
and
on
if
this
we like interviewed her.
podcast,
Yeah, exactly. Like if we interviewed her on a
yeah,
podcast, those are absolutely the questions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would say.
maybe next year for Halloween we should do it. Our middle October episode, one of us should dress up as Taylor Swift
That's a
and
really
the
good
other should
idea.
interview
That's a
her
really good
and we'll
idea.
make up answers
Everybody be ready for that
or
in 10 months. That's
what we
that's a
think
really
she
good
would
idea.
say.
Then we can always switch.
Yeah, we'll switch halfway through the episode so we can both get a chance to ask our questions.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
We'll make up answers just because like we'll never meet her, so like it'll
You
just
guys,
have
that
to
that
suffice.
October
Yeah,
20th episode is going to be so fire.
so crazy.
Okay, I don't really have anything
Anyway,
else in the other section besides obviously she's been going to some Chiefs games, but really only the home games. But
but
makes
we have
sense with
more scene of
security
like
stuff.
her mom
Yeah,
and
her family's
Travis's
been
mom
there a
together.
lot too.
Oh wait, that's what we could talk about the end of the Eras tour with that because I was just gonna talk about the family. Oh shoot, shit. You know what I wanted to do, which I guess maybe it's not on here. On her birthday or leading up, she released like the behind the scenes of Bejeweled. I know that that's
Yeah,
talked about in the Crazy Fans, but did you watch it? Because I
I
forgot. I
didn't.
didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
Ah, we're really bad. We're bad journalists.
Maybe in our January episode we'll talk about
Maybe.
it. I will see.
But I did
Um,
see. Oh, I guess that's Anna Hero. Like we know that like Austin and her lawyer are the
we're the
ghosts.
ghosts. Yes.
So I
Yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah.
like clips from it, and I seriously was like, all right, sit down and watch it. And
I didn't even realize those released. Like I
it
didn't
was
feel
very
like I saw an
quiet.
announcement or anything. Like it just seemed like all of a sudden it was on my Twitter, like the clips,
Yeah, I
Or
agree.
like,
But I did see Taylor Nation post it, but not like here for
oh,
Taylor.
gotcha.
Like it was, but I think it was just like the real. I don't even remember. It was very like understated though.
Okay, because I was like, I was like, I'm seeing a lot of things, but I am not seeing like where it originated from. But okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So should we get into what? Actually, I don't know.
do you want to do, well,
The more recent events of the end of the Eras tour that then will tie into like
yeah,
whatever, and then we'll end with like at a glance.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
So
I was gonna say, like, I guess the biggest thing for the last weekend, I would say to me was that they were filming it again. Um,
yes,
so
the repeating outfits. Did you ever do Mastermind? Because people
no,
were
I
going
didn't.
fucking crazy, which gets into the anger
Yeah,
of
I was
people.
gonna say because I know people were upset that she was wearing the same outfits and that they were filming the last weekend, but like whatever. Like I'm sure there's a reason she wanted to film that specific weekend, like whether
Yeah,
it's like behind like because okay, realistically, we are getting a documentary of some sort. It's not going to be like the one that was released last year where it's just a concert movie. So it's like maybe there was a real reason she wanted to film the last show,
But we've
whether it's
even been,
behind the scenes with her dancers
yeah.
or something, you know? Like I'm like I get it,
100%. I
but
think everybody understood that, and yet they still chose.
they were
Wait, are we
so
talking about the
upset.
things at once, or are we going to talk about the end and then angry? Or are
Well,
we
I
just
figured
doing it
as we're kind of
together?
talking through
Both.
the
Okay.
tour, right? Yeah, because I was gonna say
Yes.
because that was just the
So,
thing that people were mad about, and I was like, shut up.
like, who fucking cares? First of all, the
You're
reason people
there.
were mad were because of Mastermind. They're like, it just is something special that the fans did together, and like, it ruined the last like excitement. Fuck all the way off. I did Mastermind too, and by the way, like that didn't actually ruin the excitement of it at all. Like it still
No.
was fun to see, like, is she gonna wear the exact same outfits
Yeah.
again? So like genuinely, so many people need to get a fucking grip.
It's
And anyone that
crazy.
said like, well, we still deserve the right to be like upset. Literally, no, you fucking don't.
No,
And if
like
you genuinely feel a little bit like, aw, I wish we could guess, okay, in your
right.
internal brain, literally, if you tweeted about it even once that you were slightly upset, like you need to get a fucking grip.
It's like and maybe yeah, maybe we're going all over the place, but I feel like it needs to be said in the same conjunction as this kind of stuff, like how people were upset at her lack of a long, sincere Instagram caption for ending the tour. I thought it was great. It was an all too well lyric. I remember it.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
was
was
there.
rare. I was
Yeah,
there. I remember it. And then how people were upset she didn't post for her birthday. And I'm like, do you
it's
think
her
maybe
birthday.
literally, right? And then I'm like, do you think maybe the way you all behave online is making her not like, I'm probably going to get shit for whatever I post. It's not going to be good enough. I'm just not going to post, whatever. I don't care.
You know what I think is like people genuinely don't see that. Like they don't understand that. They can't grasp it because they think I don't really care about anything else. This is the one thing that I'm complaining about. Literally nothing else. This is the only thing. I was expecting outfit changes. I didn't care about the outfit changes, but I'm not really that upset. I'm just sharing that like, oh, I thought it would have been a longer thing.
Right.
But really, I don't care that much. Like a lot of people sometimes are like, it's not that serious or I don't really care that much. I'm just commenting it would have been nice if or we would have thought that blah or like I
Yeah.
said, this is the only thing that I am complaining about, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, somebody is complaining about everything. Even if this is the
Exactly.
one thing that you've complained about, you are equally part of the problem as somebody that has
Yeah.
complained 1,000 times about things.
Exactly. She doesn't owe us anything. She went on tour for 2 years. She played 3.5 hours every night, and we're still complaining about what she wore, the lack of what she put in an Instagram post. Like, it's so mind boggling to me that it's like, I just like, I'm so happy for her that it's over
Yeah.
because I want her to be able to like be away if she wants to
Yes.
be
As
for
we've
a
said,
while.
we
Like
said
we've said
this
this
months
from like
ago.
we said it before even the
Right.
international one started. Like
Right. It's like
it's
it just
wild.
and at that level of fame, like nothing that you can do, like you can't really win. But like the fact that the most ridiculous stuff comes within her
Right.
own fandom is
And
so fucking insane,
and
and
like people yeah.
it's so lost on people that it's like, do you not see yourself and you think like this is just a silly little tweet? It
Right.
doesn't really mean anything. Do you not see how much traction it has gained? That silly little tweet that that thousands of people are tweeting. And I
Yeah.
hate when people are like, you need to be able to critique your favorite artist. Maybe
Yeah.
if she killed somebody,
But I
like
also
what the
like
fuck
it's
do you
like
mean?
sure you can critique your favorite art like I get it. Nobody's beyond criticism in a way. But
Right.
like I don't feel like that's the same thing as what they're like
No,
I
it's
feel like
not.
critiquing
You're right.
Taylor Swift as an artist might be like a Lover's not my favorite. Here's why compared to other
Right.
albums. Like
Yeah, this
sure,
song didn't
okay.
do it for
But like
me
what
or
she fucking wore,
whatever.
what she's like or right like okay, I can understand if people are critiquing private jet usage, right? If you're a big eco-friendly type person, like maybe that's your big qualm with Taylor Swift and that's what you're going to critique her on as her fan because you think she can do better, even though she's not the worst at like
Beyond
she's not the
right.
worst contributor to it even though everybody acts like she is the reason the earth is melting.
I
She
know.
is solely the reason the earth is melting. But I just feel like the things they're critiquing her about are just so stupid.
Are
It's
so
like,
fucking stupid.
critique her if the show was 30 minutes long and you paid $900 for it. Like,
Right.
sure, critique her. But like, this is insane
I
types
don't
of
know.
things.
I
People
just
in
think
general are
like,
just mad that nothing happened at the last show. There was no announcement. There was no special guest. Like, there was no this, no that. And I'm like, you still got a 3.5 hour concert, and half
yeah.
the people complaining you weren't even there. Like, shut up.
But and obviously it even goes beyond that. It's like what she
Right.
decides to post like politically, people tore her up for, and then once she did it, people tore her up because it wasn't enough or it's too late. And like obviously again, this goes into like the amount of fame you get once you're at a certain point. It's always going to be that. There's always
Right.
people that are going to disagree with you, and the more famous you are, the more people feel to publicly speak on it. But like it even
Yeah.
goes back to like we were saying this right before Torture Poets came out, and then But Daddy 11 came out, and we felt like vindicated. But Taylor Swift is a human being. She is not our puppet. Whether
Yes.
she decides to jet set around the world and destroy the environment,
Right.
or it, which by the way, I literally could not care less about, but like fly around the world, I really don't care. And or she wants to whatever the fuck decision that she makes, we could not necessarily like it, but like it's not up for us to
Right.
demand that she does something different. Like it's I guess it's like
Exactly.
the demanding. It's like she shouldn't have done this. How could she have done this? We are owed an apology. She has to speak on this. She has to write a better caption. How could she have done this?
She shouldn't be
She
dating
is
this
not
guy. Like,
a
yeah,
fucking
okay, we don't have to
puppet.
like him.
Yeah,
Like,
like
like,
he
like,
talks about it with when she dated Maddie
right.
Healy. No, did
I was
I
like, I'm not
like
a fan
him
of
ever?
this.
No.
Yeah.
Was I fucking signing a petition saying Taylor
My
Swift stop dating him?
God.
No, I don't care how horrible of a man he fucking
Right.
is. I'm not it she is not my puppet. This is her. She's a
Right.
human being. Where are the petitions for people telling Beyonce to divorce Jay-Z because he's being
Right.
accused of raping a 13-year-old? Like
Right.
like it's
Where,
like
like,
she's a
it's
like they're human beings regardless of how
exactly.
famous they are. They literally owe the public nothing in their
It's one of those
choices.
things. Yeah. Exactly. It's one of those things where, like, I don't want her to ever do this, but like, I would love to see what would happen if Taylor Swift did something absolutely shitty. Just
Yeah,
so awful. And it's
that
like,
no one could really defend.
right, or like just like where like I like just in general, like I'm like, would some people would probably, oh no, I have respect for Taylor Swift now that
Yeah,
I know
literally
she
people would say
assaulted
that.
somebody or whatever the fuck. Like, it's just like, she's never gonna win. I
Nope.
never, like, obviously she's a good person, so she'd never do anything that's like, and like I saw it after the hospital thing too. Like, a lot of comments were like, we made the right person famous. And I'm like, I completely agree with
Yes.
this. But even the right person becoming famous is getting torn to shreds for like random things that are so, so, so dumb.
And so that's what I would want to also say to Taylor Swift. Like, I am so sorry for all that you have to go through.
Literally,
And I
so
would, and
sorry.
just to reemphasize, understand if you never like did anything again for the public or shared anything with the public again. And I just want to let you know I would still love you the same for
Right.
everything that you have already done. And you handle it
Well,
like
right.
you are seriously amazing
And
just for the
that's
way that you somehow handle all of it.
exactly.
Whether good or whether like however she's dealing with it behind closed doors, like how you're dealing with it to the public is just so
Well, and
like incredible.
I agree. And that's the kind of stuff that, like, it makes me like, I completely agree with you that, like, if she decided to just be done posting anything for the world, I understand why. It's crazy what she has to go through. And like, but my sad part of it is like, I don't think that's what she wants to do.
No, she doesn't want to
Like,
do that.
she start like, okay, we saw it with Travis. He's in some of her YouTube shorts for her album. She posted with him and the Prince. Like, you can see that, like, there's certain things where it seems like, oh, maybe she's opening up again to like show us
Right.
personal things in her life again, which she used to do but hasn't done in ages since the last time everybody crucified her. And I'm just like, but we're never going to get that because people do things like they did with the Bejeweled video and constantly screenshot a screensaver from 2 years ago on her, or her phone wallpaper from 2 years ago when she was still dating the person. People screenshot it, share it everywhere, go nuts with it, that they have to change the video to blur that out. This is
Yeah,
why we're never going to get her opening up again personally, because we're going
right.
to do, like, the fandom is going to do stupid shit
This
that's
is
going
why
to
we
make
can't
her
have
remember,
nice.
oh, that's why I don't.
Yeah,
That's
this
why.
is why we can't have nice
This
things,
is why we
a
can't
la
have
Taylor
nice
Swift.
things.
But just to like speak on that, because honestly, like I only saw it literally yesterday. So in case anyone missed it, because like we didn't
Yeah.
even watch the video,
Yeah.
Taylor Swift released the behind the scenes like Bejeweled Anti-Hero whatever music video, and in literally like a split second, like if you're watching on video
It's
right now, like
like
she's
this.
like this, but literally for isn't it like a second, and then she like pulls it back in,
Yeah.
and people somehow screenshotted, zoomed in, and it's a picture. Of course, she's dating Joe at the time. This was in
Right.
filming for Midnight's before probably the album even came out,
Right.
obviously. And it's the screensavers of her and Joe. And like, I literally didn't even see this until last night. I just saw people on Twitter, like, when I got home from work, it was like, she's never posting anything again.
Yeah.
She seriously hates us for fucking real. Like, I just saw these viral tweets that didn't even say Taylor's name. And it's like, so then I had to like open it up to be like, what's going on? And then
Yeah.
people are like, and you guys are fucking tagging her? You seriously?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? And then I guess people were, so then I figured out they're
That
tagging
she
her
went.
in this. They're saying, help, I'm still at the restaurant with
Mm-hmm.
pictures of it, with picture of her and Joe, tagging her. And like, again, it doesn't matter if it's like, oh, it was just a silly tweet. I tweeted it once. Okay, your one added to the thousands that were tweeted, regardless of if you were joking or not. Who gives a flying fuck? The one, anyone that tweeted it, you are equally part of the problem.
Yeah.
And obviously she saw it. It got to her desk enough to blur it out of the
It's
fucking video.
ridiculous. It is
But
so
like
ridiculous. Like,
to say
do we not know how to behave? No, clearly. Like, it's just so dumb. I just can't.
like,
But that's exactly why, like, when you're mad that she doesn't post for her birthday, or when you're mad that she doesn't get too sentimental online about the end of the tour, maybe it's because she sees this other shit that gets posted online. She's like, you know what? This is going to get torn to shreds, whatever I do. So I'm just not gonna.
yep.
And it's sad because we're going to miss out on a lot because of that.
Oh yeah. And
Because we can't just like be fucking normal.
but the people that are part of the problem like genuinely don't believe that they're part of the problem. Like
No.
that's part of the big issue is because like I said, they're thinking like it was just one thing. Like she totally didn't see my one thing, or it's like it's the only thing I complained about. It's like no, if you've literally tweeted complaining about something that she has done in her personal life,
Right.
whatever it has or hasn't done, if you've tweeted about like Joe and like Joe is better than Travis and that you want them to break up, if you tweeted literally anything, or and I'm saying tweet because that's
Yeah.
really the only like media I go on, but made a TikTok, whatever it was, like you are equally part of the problem. There's no one person that's like
Yeah.
20% of the problem. Anyone that has done anything ever along those lines,
Yeah.
this is on you.
Well, that's also like, and I guess that it kind of brings us back to the show, or like the last shows a little bit too, because the other thing that the one side of the fandom that is absolutely absurd, you'll know who we're talking about when I
Oh
say
yeah.
it, but they were mad that she did the Karma is the guy on the Chiefs lyric for the last
Yeah.
show. And I don't get it. Because one, she's been doing that since basically the first show Travis showed up at. Like, I mean, I know for a long time it was like only if he was
Only
there
when he
she
was
would do it.
there.
But lately she's been doing it every time. Like, and then two, this particular side of the fandom is mad that she's celebrating a man by
Yeah.
putting the Chiefs lyric in. Do we remember that the original lyric is the guy on the screen?
I know.
It's still the other man she was with
It's literally
that she's singing about. I don't understand why they're mad at the lyric change when it's like, but the concept of the lyric is still the same and it's still about a man.
because they're
Why?
mad that it's more of a concrete reality as opposed to like,
Right.
well, man on the screen could be like could be anything. It could be a metaphor. But when you're saying guy in the Chiefs, it's a concrete reality that
Right.
they can't escape from. And it's like it's so stupid though because they're like she's the fact that she is diluting like her entire tour down to a man like By the way, she wants to fucking do that. She can. Like, it's
It's
literally
her
her
tour.
tour, her choice. This is not about what you fucking
No,
wanted her to do. Like, get over it. Like,
I
and she's not doing this. She's having. Oh my God, she's
she's having fun.
happy.
Yeah,
Like, get over. Like, it's so
it's wild.
fucking crazy.
I am so curious because obviously I don't understand how like like if this documentary comes out, he's going to be in it.
Oh yeah.
Whether
Oh
it's
yeah.
not like
We saw the cameras filming him. If do you remember,
right.
like, not
Oh,
even this
that's
last
right.
leg. I think even maybe in Europe. I forget what it was. Maybe it was the last leg.
When
But
he came to that show, like the last show he could go to, it was like a random Miami show, I think. Because he didn't go with
yeah.
the rest of his family, but I think he had a day off because they had like played on Thursday. I don't know what it was. But he was able to go to one of the shows and it wasn't for long. Like I think he came in part way through or something. But you're right, they were following
I
him.
remember the cameras following him and seeing that, and we were like, "Oh my God, there's documentary." And then, so before this last leg of the show, the last 3 nights, or sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
the last 3 nights of the show, the cameras have been following like her family, her mom. We've
Yeah.
seen her get off the stage, so like we've all been like speculating that there's documentary, which, oh my God, I would literally die for.
Can't wait.
I, it's like stop teasing us. Like there's
Literally.
so much to be teased with right now. Like Reputation, Taylor Swift, a documentary. Like what? It's almost like overwhelming.
It's a
But
lot.
oh my God, how exciting would it be?
Oh my God, I can't
Um
wait. Because that's what I want. Like I knew we weren't getting that the first time. Like I knew it was just gonna be a concert film, but that's what I wanted, like and because I remember when I made Khan watch it, he was like, wait, this isn't a documentary like with behind the scenes. And I was like, no, it's not. And he was like, oh.
right.
I was like,
Right.
well, I hope we get one. This one's not, but
Yeah.
I hope we get one. So
Right.
I'm really excited that like
Yeah, that
but
is
they're gonna go crazy
potential.
if he's in that. Oh, I can't believe she resorted her tour documentary to her relationship, even if he's in it for 1 minute.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
hope
what
he's
it's
in
gonna
all of
be.
it. Like
Who cares? She's gonna do what she wants, and I
yeah.
whatever she wants to do, it's perfect.
Yeah. Like
I, but
that's what
um,
it all boils down to. Whatever she wants to do is perfect.
yeah, exactly. Unless she decides like not to release Reputation or Taylor's versions, unless she just says, you know what, I don't want to put those two out. That'd be crazy,
That would be
and I
crazy.
wouldn't like that.
No.
Um, do we want to talk about the the surprise songs for the last
Oh,
show? I think the piano one we all kind of speculated
oh
was
yeah,
going
I
to be
guessed
what it
it.
was.
I was like, I'm a fucking genius. I
Yeah,
got the
like I
surprise
think
songs
everybody
right,
knew it
but
was going to
everybody got them right.
be
Yeah,
Manuscript, Long Live, New Year's
New
Day,
Year's
something
Day.
along those lines. The guitar one surprised me.
Wait,
A
what
place
was
in
it
this
again?
a place in this world, New Romantics.
Yeah, that was the last
And not
night.
like I was like, yeah, because that was the guitar one on the last night, and I
Yeah,
it was great, but I was like, oh wow, interesting. I thought maybe it would be two more like fan
right.
favorite
But I
songs,
guess
I guess.
in thinking about it, it makes sense. Like kind of like how she started out this tour, where she was a little bit
I'm
lost,
just,
and by the end, it's like
yeah,
we are the new romantics.
yeah,
Come along with me. Heartbreaks and nothing. Like,
for
like
sure.
sort of saying like where she was and where she is now,
Yep,
which is now sweet. But totally, I did not guess that at all.
right.
I don't know what I guessed, but it wasn't
But
that.
yeah, and then like the piano song was great. Like it was the three-song mashup was awesome. I know I don't remember which one night it was, whether it was night one or night two of Vancouver when she did The Best Day and Never Grow Up.
Yeah, I don't
That
know which night
was
it was.
I don't either, but that one was like I cried. I was like,
I
oh
didn't
my
see.
God.
Oh, this is for the last leg, one of the shows in Canada, not Vancouver, but maybe Toronto. Um,
Oh,
Travis's dad going by himself. Did you see
so
that?
cute. I
I
think I
can't
did because
believe
yeah, so
like
cute.
literally like Travis wasn't there, Jason wasn't there, Kyle. He went alone to see Taylor perform.
So cute.
That is
And
the
that
most
was
adorable fucking thing in
wait,
the world.
she did a crazy one, I think, the night that he ended up I don't know if it was the night he was at, but in Toronto. I need to find the texts. Um oh, she did Cassandra, Mad Woman, and I Did Something Bad.
Oh yeah, so everyone was like, everyone probably thought Reputation was coming that night. I don't
That one was insane.
For some reason, I don't remember, like,
You'll have
because
to go back
we
and
were
find it.
guessing for a while. Like, I haven't actually seen a lot of the live performances
I haven't
lately.
either from the last ones, but
Um,
I saw that one and then I saw the manuscript
yeah.
one and The Best Day and Never Grow Up. That one was insane though. It was so good. You have to find that one.
Yeah, no, I will. I'm excited to, because I have to like run again, so I can't wait to like get on the treadmill. And like, I haven't seen any of, literally, I haven't seen any full performances since like summer.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm excited to see all of them, especially because like, actually, I talk about this later. But yeah, so Travis's dad went, but then also, I don't think we talked about how, yeah, because it must have been Miami. Jason, Kylie, and the kids went.
So cute. And
And
Mama
then there was
Kelsey.
that. Did you see like where everyone was like, he fell asleep, he fell asleep, but then they talked about it like on the podcast, and he was
Yeah.
like, I didn't fall asleep. I was like vibing, and you can literally see, and he zoomed in, and his hand
Yeah,
is like
his hand was
hovering over his
moving. Yeah,
leg.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It
No,
was
that
so
was good.
funny.
It was so cute that they were there.
And did you see like literally yesterday or today? I just saw a screen grab of it. Kylie must have been doing a video of like Christmas presents, and it was the
The little golden book. I was gonna say I have mine back here. Yep.
right here. Yay. Little
Yay.
golden book. Little golden book.
We were 2 years
We are
old.
not kids, but
My
we have
mother-in-law
the
got this
little
for me for
golden.
Christmas last year.
I bought this for myself. It's like
But I will
$2, like
say, I bought,
$3.
but then I did buy like 5 copies of this because it's my baby gift for girls.
Yes. I get same when Deirdre like that was my gift. Well, actually, so far just one girl baby because there's been like only boy.
Yeah, me too. Well, and it's also only girls that I know their moms are Swifties. Like,
Right, right. I'm not
so
gonna
it's only
just.
been one for me too, but I have a
But
few
there's
downstairs.
an updated one, and I was in Target last week and then
Oh, I
again
heard about
today,
that.
and there's like a bunch of updated ones, and like one literally has her in a Chiefs outfit. I didn't buy the new ones because I just felt like there's okay. By the way, I went to Target last week and I'm like, let's just go in. We or a few days ago, this weekend, sorry, because we had to get Secret Santa gifts. No, the white elephant gifts, is that what they're called? And I'm like, let's just go to Target and I'm gonna just check to see if like the books there. There are Taylor Swift books fucking everywhere. You know that there's like that fashion one, but
I
people like
heard the
want to
drama
cancel it
about that
for
one.
some reason.
Yeah.
Then there's like other just like there's like probably four other books that are in that section. The Eras Tour one was sold out. And then right next to where the Eras Tour one was, there's one called like Invisible Strings, Poets' Reactions to Taylor Swift Songs. And it's all
Oh, that's so
poems.
cool.
I actually almost bought it, but I opened it up and it was like poems and I couldn't understand just like in glancing what they were in response to. Like I wish it said like the song and then like the poem in response to the song,
Mm.
but it didn't. But I was like, I like eventually maybe like love this. And then there's like six more like kids books now, not just the golden book.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I just like remember a time where I would go into a store and you see like there's Britney Spears or there's Shakira or there's and I'm saying
Yeah.
Shakira just because there's like Funko Pops of Shakira right now that I saw in Target today.
Avril Lavigne.
Or just like Marvel and Spider-Man section and or there's like Frozen. Like, you know, you go to a store and there's always these things and I'm like, oh, there's never like there would never be anything about Taylor Swift. And all of a sudden it's like everywhere, which I love and hate, but like it's like it like that part was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Like there's so
No, it
much
is
like Taylor Swift
crazy.
stuff.
It's so fun.
And like you would
It's
see
so
even
fun.
like in like Forever 21 or Walmart, there's just like t-shirts that are oh by the way, this is my Torture Poet sweater. It's like my new
Really
favorite thing
cute.
in the whole wide world.
Did you
I'm so glad I got
did
it.
you make oh you got it.
No, yeah. When they were doing like basically a gift every day, like new things every day, merch items, I really fell victim. I got this, I got a Midnight's cardigan, I got the snow globe, the Torture Poet snow globe, which I'm so happy about. It's upstairs. Actually, I think that's it, just those three things. But
That's nice.
I was just like waiting for it to be Lover Live from Paris,
I know.
but it's okay.
I looked at them on eBay the other day. It's just
It's
crazy.
insane. I'm like, I like sometimes like think consider being putting it in like this one Facebook group that I'm in. It's like Broke Swifties, like buy, sell, or trade, and just being like, I'm not willing to spend
Um
$1 million, but
I was at well because I was looking for you when
oh
went looking
wow,
for it on eBay because I don't have that connection to that like
Right.
you.
The live version,
And
yeah.
then I literally in my head I was like, how like can we like do some sort of like wedding gift thing where like put it on your registry or something
I know,
or like
right?
can I get the bridesmaids to
I
like I was
know,
like
but
how
it's
do I
like
get
the
this to
thing is,
happen
it's
like
still so sketchy that you're
it
not
is.
being
That's why I
scammed.
was like I don't want to ask people for like each to pitch in $100 me
I
doing
know.
and then it's not what I
It's
want it
not
to
real.
be.
But
Yeah,
that's
I
how I
know
feel
because
like,
I
and
really was sitting there and I was like
I'm like, if I had Ryan do this, but then it's like sketchy, like maybe even if I just did it myself, if I even posted like, hey guys, this is gonna be our wedding song. This it's literally the live version. Here's like to just show you I'm not BSing. Here are like the videos of us that we're doing it. It's we're not rich. Like I'm a teacher. Like we don't make so much money. I'm simply not gonna drop $500. But if anyone is willing to send it, like that does not want it, like I'll pay even $300 for it. Like I feel like there is like a chance where people would be like, okay, because it's not just someone that wants it, it's literally like something super
yeah.
special.
Yeah,
But then I'm like, you know what? That's not even a thing that I'm like worrying about right
worried
now.
about.
Like if
Yeah.
like it's fine. It's fine. I just if it's meant to be, I'll get it one day. But
If yeah, and it's also one of those things too like if you ever did like for your wedding registry, if you just put like a honeymoon fund or a house like
right,
house fund or something like that, like obviously if you ended up like, oh, maybe I put some of it towards that or
right.
something
Which
too.
like
Like,
the thing is we need everything, so we probably won't even
right.
but that's another thing is like I totally but it's okay. It's not like the end all be all. But I'm just any, anytime that there's an opportunity, if there would ever be an opportunity again for it, of course I would like jump on it.
Right.
But I'm just not willing to spend 500.
I
Like it's
know.
just
And well, and to your
like
point, like you said, like
stupid.
it's like the ones I saw on eBay, it's like in the $700 to $900 range. And I'm like, I just don't trust it. Like
No. And it's
if it
not
was
worth
like
it. Like I
right,
would
like
be
if it was like
sad like
confirmed, like
yeah,
that this was gonna be exactly what you wanted, then it's like, okay.
right. But even
Then not
so,
even
that's
then, but no, but even then it would be like, okay, like, yeah, we have so much excess in our wedding funds that we
right,
can do
right.
this. Like, not like
Exactly. It's but anyway, why were we talking about that? Oh, because I just pointed out my sweater that I
your
got.
merch. Yeah.
Yeah, my merch.
Um,
But this is definitely my favorite thing. Like
yeah,
my
that's really
maybe
cute.
one of my favorite pieces ever, and just like the fit of it, I just love it. So
Yeah,
it's the
it's really cute.
embroidered like brown like tortured poets like
Yeah.
sweatshirt crew neck thing,
Oh,
and
you know
it's
what is
great
one thing
material.
that's okay to criticize her on her merch team?
Yeah,
Because I think
for
there was
sure.
that one seemingly seemed turned out fine, but wasn't there a piece on the merch site that was like it said
Oh
it was
yeah, the
embroidered and then it was just printed on and
right,
it was like
and
really
that's
expensive and people were like, "What the hell?"
yeah, and that's ever since she switched after Reputation, like for her new
Yeah,
company, like that's a whole merch problem
right.
thing.
See, that acceptable criticism.
Like right, things that we're literally spending our money
Right.
on,
That is
that you're
acceptable.
expecting a product and it's not that product,
Right.
that it's like, wait a minute, like come on, people are spending like, and it's expensive, but
Right.
um,
Well, and that's what
yes,
people said. They were like, I would pay like I paid this amount because
it
I
was like
thought it was embroidered. But it's
$120.
like you're giving me a printed on
Yes,
t-shirt. Like, no, it's not worth that amount. Yeah. So
it's
I'm glad that one is embroidered though.
yeah, but yeah,
Um,
no, like that is totally fair. Anyway, are you drinking wine?
no, I had ginger ale.
Oh, I have wine.
I
My
had
face is
so it was so weird last night.
so warm.
I didn't even have wine last night. I had one Guinness, the beer.
The beer.
Just in
Thank you for
case.
clarifying.
And I got like I woke up in the middle of the night with heartburn and I don't get heartburn. So,
Well, it is like it is super heavy.
no, it's not though. Like it's a dark beer, but
Guinness?
it's no, it's not heavy. Like it's a
Well,
dark beer. It looks like it's going to be really heavy, but it's like actually like a
it
very easy
like
drink.
yeah, like I've had Guinness like a bunch, but I mean maybe like just what I mean by heavy, what you mean by heavy, like I'm just thinking something else. I just mean like when I'm sipping it, it's not it's yeah, I guess like it's easy like going down the throat, but it's definitely like this feels dark.
Well,
Like,
it is. Yeah, I mean, it is dark.
no, but it
Like I
feels
think of
dark.
Guinness as like a like because
Like
I
it's
think
a
like
red
concerts
wine.
sometimes,
It's not a
but
white
not
wine, it's a red
even.
wine.
Well, sure, but like it's not
Like
like it more
stronger.
so settles like your stomach than it does like act it up in a way. But anyway, like I had heartburn last night and I was like, what the hell? Like that
You
was
think
so
it was
weird.
from the Guinness?
No, I don't because I'm like I've had been having Guinness like and then I only had one beer last night. We didn't eat anything that was like, oh, really acidic that I'm going to have heartburn. And I never get heartburn. So didn't want to be up for 2 hours again tonight. So I was like, I'm going to stay away from red wine just because I know red wine would do it. It doesn't
Totally.
usually, but if a Guinness did it to me last night or something did it to me, I was like,
Yeah. I
I can't.
well, I wasn't going to. Well, actually, I was mostly always going to. But then I wasn't going to because I'm like, all right, like I still have a lot like tomorrow, like work. Because I even notice, I guess I'm not drinking as much wine anymore because I used to be able to drink like a whole bottle and like still feel like pretty coherent because I think I would
Yeah.
just drink a lot of red wine. But I guess like recently, like I noticed in the past couple months, after I drink like two glasses, I'm like, I just like can't. I'm like, I don't want anymore. Like I don't know. It's very bizarre. So anyway, I like feel hungover or not even hungover, just like wiped the next
Yeah.
day. So I probably shouldn't be doing this right now. I've work tomorrow.
Well, it's just one.
But I was very much like a Tasmanian devil before this that I
Needed to relax.
literally right before this I was like I almost texted you and said little things are happening that I'm like oh sorry, I didn't mean to scream. Like my something like fell, like a wire fell and I was like like I almost started crying like and there's just my room is a fucking mess and I like tripped like just one of those things and I'm like all right, calm I need to calm the fuck down. And so
You
that's
got
why I'm
this.
drinking this. But now
I
I'm
gotcha.
actually before I even started drinking, just my face is red. Like the sorry guys, a lot's happening here.
A lot's happening. I don't know. Oh,
Anyway.
cute glass.
Oh, thank you.
Are
I
you
thought I picked it on purpose for us, not for the podcast.
for the game on Saturday?
For the game. You know, I don't want to say this loud, but my brother bought so we're Penn State. We're talking Penn State. Um my brother bought national champion tickets for my dad for Christmas. And I'm like, how? That's like a big
Well,
risk, no? Do we have to like win two more games?
we have to win three. Um,
Three?
yeah, because they
Oh my God.
unless it's just like you don't care, you're just gonna go, right? You don't care who's playing.
Well, I mean, he's definitely getting
I
it.
obviously he's buying it with the hopes that Penn State is
Yeah.
there, but
I guess he
like
could always sell
obviously when you
them.
do something like that, you run the risk of that not working out, especially with Penn State.
Right.
So yeah, unless it's like, oh, it would be fun to go anyway.
Yeah.
Or yeah, maybe he'll sell them. But
Yeah. But anyway, off topic,
we'll
but yes,
see.
that's why I chose the Penn State
I
class
like
today.
it. I
Um,
like it.
so
Um, I
the
don't
other thing
really.
that you wrote was the Q post
Oh yeah,
about
I
the
just
airs
thought
were
like a
ending.
lot of the dancers and the
Yes.
background singers and the band,
Amos,
they
did you
had
see Amos's post?
they wrote
The
yes.
guitarist, like
Yes.
the sweetest thing in the
Literally
world.
the nicest things and I just loved it so much because I feel like that's another thing again like we made the right person famous. Like I genuinely feel like she treated everybody that worked on that tour so well. Oh my God, she gave out like 150 million total in
Oh,
bonuses.
yes. Yes,
Like for everybody.
197, I think.
Yeah, you're
I
right. It
was
was
the
close to
number.
200.
And which isn't surprising given the trucker
No.
bonus,
Right.
but that also makes me happy when people are like for at work come up to me and they like tell me that they like they always just like share like Taylor Swift news with me and they're like that's incredible and I'm not shitting on Beyonce. It was just like did you see like I'm just in
Yeah.
juxtaposition that she gave
A
like
signed
a
poster or
signed poster of
something.
herself, which maybe she still gave bonuses. It was just like a funny like
It was
but
funny because I
more
did
so
see it like that. Yeah. But right. I'm
more so
sure
to
she did
emphasize
something
that
too.
Taylor is going way above and beyond what the norm is
Right.
for bonuses. That's headlining for a reason, and that's a lot of like like what's her she's a billion like a little bit over a billion,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I mean that's a chunk. Like that's
Oh,
not
for sure.
that's not like a drop in the bucket the
Right.
way that people say like, oh, if she gave $10,000, that's nothing, which sure, but 10,000, it doesn't matter if that's nothing to
Nothing to
her.
her, it's
If she gives
something. Yeah.
$10,000 to all these charities, like that's a fuck ton of
Right.
money. But
Exactly.
this is,
But yeah, that's right. But that just kind of like when I saw the Instagram posts too, it was just kind of like, oh, it just genuinely feels like that was such a fun experience for everybody. Like the
yeah,
whole tour that I'm just like, oh, this is so nice to see that like they genuinely
yeah,
loved it. Because I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, that was 2 years of your life. Like I hope that this was like great for you too.
Yes. Yeah. And I think what I was saying is I didn't realize her one backup singer, I forgot her name. I like stalked her Instagram because it just popped up on mine. I didn't realize that the backup singer, one of the backup singers, if not like multiple, had been with her since Red. And
Yeah.
I like because obviously the dancers, they're only hired for the tour, but I guess it makes sense that the backup singers don't just have to be when she tours because it's any like performances. So, but
Yeah.
I did still think that they were more similar to the backup dancers. Like her band is her band, but for some reason I wasn't like including the singers in that. But it was just so sweet to
And
see that.
and I think the one that it was, I think her name is Melanie, I want to say.
It might have been,
Um,
yeah.
she goes
I
to a
think
lot
so.
of the
You're
Chief
right.
or she went to a lot of the Chiefs games with her last
Oh,
year.
really?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
like
awesome.
or like when when like they started like the dinners with Brittany and Mahomes in New York and like because I think she was in like she was there for some of those too. So it seems like they're
Yeah.
genuinely like
Like good
friends. But
friends.
yeah,
And
it was
that makes me happy too.
so
Just
nice
see
to
how
see.
like how long everybody's been with
Hmm.
her. Ugh, it's obviously sucks that people's like weird fucking opinions of her sometimes outshine that, but I mean it is a balance because there are a lot of people outside of like Taylor Swift fans that still um give credit where
Yeah.
credit's due when she does those things.
Well, right, of
And
course. And then yeah, and it's honestly, it's just we know that this happens with overexposed. Like when she's overexposed, it just brings on kind of unnecessary hate. It'll go away as she kind of goes, maybe like slows down next year. And then, the next time she drops like a banger album or whatever, or if she gets married and has a lavish wedding, like everybody's gonna say she's in your face again, and it's just, it's
right.
just what's gonna happen. But um, yeah, I do really love that a lot of people have been with her for a while because then it just seems like I feel like any of those dancers too, like if they didn't have other commitments when she does her next tour, would be like, yeah, I'm back, like 100% with you.
I know.
Um,
If if and when. But
if and when, and like the thing, like I don't even know, like you can't do another Eras tour. So how do you go
no, you
back to just touring
I
one
think
album?
I think she does just go back to touring the album and like in my head, like if I were to put myself like even very slightly in her shoes,
Hmm.
sorry, I just like I heard really loud noises. I don't know what just happened. Sorry. If I were to put myself in her shoes, um, I would want to like go back to your regular schedule
Yeah,
programming if she wants to do that. Like, okay, in another year and a half or so, like if I put out a new album, I'm just gonna tour that album because then it'll weed out the fucking like a
true.
lot of the noise of people like expecting things and it's like, okay, good. Don't expect it. And I would be like upfront, don't expect another Eras tour. This is gonna be back to the usual thing.
Right. Or
Um,
like I don't think she could do this again, but like how Loverfest was supposed to be 4 shows, that's it.
right.
Like I could see her maybe doing something like, "Hey, I'm going to do 20 shows and I'm going to do or like, however many it might be, and I'm going to do them here.
It's
One
wild.
place." Like how Harry Styles did that in Madison Square
Yeah.
Garden, right? Like
It's
she might do that.
it's
But
wild
like
to think in retrospect that like there was 4 shows and we were freaking out because there was only four and getting tickets and like we all
we
got
got them.
tickets.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Insane.
just so weird.
I mean, it's insane to see how
For
crazy it's
four
become.
shows, 4 shows.
4 shows.
It's just so crazy.
I know.
Just like looking back and like how much where she already was so famous and already was like probably one of the biggest queues that people would have to wait in and I sat in that queue for freaking hours and didn't get it but then my cousin like
Yeah.
it was already crazy then and like
And it was
it's
four
just
shows.
never say never in Justin Bieber's words like that it will never get this big again like even Taylor
I
herself
know.
during Lover like
He
while
was like, yeah,
people
this is the
still
last
tolerate me
time.
being successful.
Hmm.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? It's so crazy. It really is just everything that she has accomplished
Unbelievable.
is just so insane.
Unbelievable.
And then to see people like watering it down to nothing. But I'm gonna stop being negative.
Whatever. Yeah, we're being positive. Should we
Do out of like our thinking
yeah.
about the Eras tour overall and our year overall.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I want to talk about
Hmm.
in our year overall? Because I know we both like briefly talked about this. I just want to know, like I know we talked. Like I know I do kind of know because like we shared this with each other, but our Spotify Wrapped, and I know that like yours you don't feel like was accurate. And let me just okay, being one more negative again. It's not okay. I think it is accurate for to a certain extent, but they do leave things out. They do like their statistics are very very sketchy. Whether it's like they count a song that you've listened to 10 seconds or it's supposed to be more than 30 seconds, I believe.
Yeah.
Do I believe that? I don't know, but my top 5 this year, I do believe. However, my top 100, absolutely no sense is made. Last year, same thing. There were songs I have not played in years. Both years. There were songs that I played literally once, never added to
Mm,
a playlist, never liked it. Somehow my top 100. Second, it is not in the correct order at all. And
right.
that makes a little bit of sense because they don't want it to be all Taylor Swift, Torture Poets, and then everything else. And for a split second, or maybe like a day, you could see if you want to share it with somebody what number each song was. And it was
Mm.
completely out of order. But then for some reason, they got rid of it. Like,
Oh,
okay,
weird.
it's okay that it's not in order, but then let us see what the order is. Like, I
Yeah.
get why you did it in a way so it's not all Taylor Swift and then everything else. But like,
Right.
let me see what my order is. Like, that's the fucking fun of it.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit.
I didn't have a problem with my top 100 mainly because I made a playlist, like a Pop Girlies 2024 playlist that basically had like Tortured Poets. It had Sabrina Carpenter, Gracie Abrams, Chappell Roan, and then like Ariana Grande essentially.
Wait, say
And
that again. I'm sorry. Those are your top 5 artists
my well, my
or
top
your
five artists. No,
playlist.
that was my playlist I had made this year that just had
Gotcha.
all the like albums that came
The
out in
girlies.
2024, the girlies
Same.
albums basically. So like my top 100 was basically just that playlist essentially. Like if I really was to
Yeah.
look deeply. So I didn't have a problem with it because I was like, yeah, besides listening to Tortured Poets, that's the only thing I listened to the last like 4 months. Um, so I don't have a problem with the 100. The top songs make no sense to me. They're all Taylor Swift, they're all Tortured Poets, but they don't make sense
For what you
for
actually played on
right.
repeat.
And especially because like when Midnights came out, my top 5 was basically like Lavender Haze, Maroon, Antihero, Snow on the Beach, You're on Your Own Kid, because that was the order of the album.
Right. So if you're
So
going to play it on a loop in order, you're of
exactly.
course going to
That's
hear
what's gonna
the first
happen.
5 the most or
Right.
whatever. The first ones are going to
And that's why I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, even if there's ones I like more than the other. For Torture Poets, it wasn't even that. It wasn't even like Fortnite, then Torture Poets, then My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. It was like just like randomly. Some of them I understood. Like, I really do love Loss of My Life, and I love My
Wait,
Boy Only
so
Breaks His Favorite Toys.
tell us 1 to 5 in the order.
Okay, in order, it's Loss of My Life, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, Fresh Out the Slammer, I Hate It Here, and So High School. Those last 3 make no sense to me.
Yeah, none of the like in my brain like and I know you sent this to me but like your number 1 is like Peter like it does something to you.
Yeah, the
So like the
prophecies,
fact that
Peter,
that's not oh,
like,
sorry, not Peter, the
and
prophecy
I
is what I
look in
meant to
people's
say.
windows, like all of
Yeah.
those
Especially
are
cuz
ones I'm obsessed with.
like does it go by player minutes? Because I look in people's windows would make more sense. Because some stats do go by minutes listened. So if you have like this one stats FM app, it is by minutes listened. So it'll say like you've played this song more times,
Yeah.
but it's number 3 because of the amount of minutes listened.
Okay.
So maybe Spotify's doing
Well,
that.
and also like so high school does make sense technically being there because I did put it in my Taylor Swift Travis
Well,
Kelsey
see, yeah,
playlist.
your Tavis,
So
yeah,
whenever I'm in like in my I want to
you
like listen
giggle,
to love songs mood, that gets played.
yeah.
Um but yeah, like Fresh Out the Slammer and I Hate It Here don't make sense to me. I skip both of those sometimes. Like if I'm listening to like if I'm listening to my
Yeah.
Pop Girlies playlist, sometimes I'm like I don't want to listen to I Hate It Here and I skip
Like it
it.
doesn't make sense in any sense. Like it's not in the
No.
beginning. It's not in
Exactly.
a playlist and
So
it's not something you would
confusing.
go out of your way to listen to.
Right.
So how does it
No
How
clue.
does it end up there? It doesn't. I'm telling you, it doesn't. Not everybody's is accurate. Everybody has something wrong with theirs, I guess is
Yeah.
what I'll say. Like, I believe my top five is accurate because I also track, like, I can only see 6 months or 4 weeks at a time, but I also, like, know what I listen to for the most part.
Right.
Um, and my top five artists make sense because my top five artists are the girlies that came out with new albums this year, plus
Exactly. I was gonna
Paramore,
say,
which
yep.
Paramore makes sense because I listened to them to like prepare
Concert.
and
Yeah.
seeing them for the concert. So like 100% absolutely makes sense. It was Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, Ariana Grande, Paramore, and Beyonce.
Yep.
And that makes sense. Like, but I also wanted to share it because I wanted to say, like, even though I'm sharing it to my personal friends and family, um, followers, this is not on Twitter. Like, hey guys, nobody needs to be against each other. Like, I love everybody and I love
Yeah.
everybody's music.
Why
You know
were
what I mean?
people?
Well, just like people are like Ariana Grande versus Taylor Swift and
Oh,
Beyonce versus Taylor Swift. Like nobody, like we're not all crazy. And actually,
mm-mm.
I'm probably good that some regular people saw it too because there's been, which we've talked about on the podcast before, like regular people that have come up to me being like, "You like Taylor Swift? Like I like Ariana Grande," and I'm like, "So do
So
I."
do
Like,
I. Yeah.
okay, get the fuck over
Yeah.
it.
That, I mean, that's like what we always talk about, where it's like, I've never gone up to somebody and been like, you know what artist I hate this one,
Yeah, like
like people do about
okay,
Taylor Swift, and it's like I did not say anything to you.
yeah,
Why?
like I
What?
literally didn't
Why are we
speak.
talking about this?
Like
If I
Ariana's
don't
better.
like
Like
something, I just don't talk about it. Don't really listen.
yeah.
Whatever. Like
But
I.
also, you can like more than one thing. Like I'm like obsessing
100%.
over like doesn't matter. But like I said, my top 100 out of
Yeah.
control.
So what were your top five?
Oh, my top 5 makes sense. Number 1 was the Bolter. Number 2, well, actually I don't remember the exact order, but number 2 was either the Black Dog or my boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Number 3 I know for sure was King of My Heart. Number 4 was Down Bad. That's the only random one, but I do have like maybe it's right. And then number 5 was Black Dog or My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys.
Gotcha.
So it totally makes sense because I said since the summer, I think I mentioned this on our last episode. Like, lately my big three are the Bolter, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, and the Black Dog. Like I can't
Yeah.
get, and to this day, I cannot, like I wanted to come on here to say like I cannot get enough of those three songs. Like I sometimes
Yeah.
listen to them like 2 3 times a day. I'm like they just give
Guilty as
me
sin and I'm gonna get you back is that
do
for
that for
me.
yes, those
Oh,
are my like one like not full tier but my one thing below where like I do sometimes have to be in the mood but like I just like there's something that I'm just so fucking obsessed with and King of My Heart has some sort of chokehold on me. It is. I
it
looked.
does.
It's been in my top five since 2018, since like the year after it came out when I ran a marathon, because
Yeah.
that's when I discovered as being like, holy shit, this is great to run to.
Yeah.
Holy shit! It just and but it's also usually my number one song. It's my most played
Incredible.
song of all time, which tracks. But I just think it like kind of cracks me up. I'm like I literally can't skip King of My Heart. Like and I will if I get sick of a song, and I'll get sick of my favorite songs. Like I skip Cornelia Street, I whatever it is, I just don't get sick of it. I
I get
just
it.
don't get sick of it. But Bolter, it's so good. And it's Eras Tour at a glance. The fact that she just did like a few weeks. I mean, I think in the U.S. leg or whatever. I think she did Cornelia Street and the Bolter. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
How dare you do that without me being there? Like,
yeah.
are you for?
Wait, she
I
did them the
haven't.
same night?
She mashed them together.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
And I'm like, damn, I haven't seen it. Like I said, I haven't seen any of it, but I heard it. And it was like, honestly, it's like at that point, have you seen that video of that girl literally crying as if she found out her parent died
Yeah.
or like her kid died,
Yeah,
which
when
is
she
like
lost
so
exile.
embarrassing, which is like, stop. But
Literally
like,
ridiculous.
as like a joke, I'm like if
That would have
any,
been
if
me.
any, if anything could do that to me, like if they're, if I'm exaggerating my feeling, like that's the mashup. If not Cornelia, like that's it. Like my most played song this year mixed with like Cornelia Street. Like, are you kidding? But then also it makes sense. Like, um, how it's like, I hope I never lose you. Started with a kiss, so I must stop. I haven't actually seen how she mashed them up yet.
Yeah.
It's seriously one of those things which is like dramatic, but well, I haven't watched any of them, but it like kind of hurts to watch a little bit to know
Yeah,
that like
you don't want to watch it.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
But enough time has passed that I think I'm just gonna be excited.
Yeah.
Um, what if you had to say like again, I'm so happy with what I got. I'm so happy. Like I actually like listen to Fresh Out the Slammer. I would say every other time it comes on now because I'm like I
I
got this
actually
as my
do love
surprise
Fresh Out the
song.
Slammer. Like, I'm still surprised it's in my top 5, but like it is one that I'm
Oh, I
like,
forgot that's in like I didn't even like
yeah.
register that as being my like oh, I hate this song more
Yeah.
than anything to like oh, it's growing on me to that also being in your top
It's
5.
ridiculous. Like, again, it's ridiculous that it's in my top 5, but I do like the song. Um,
But yeah, do
wait,
you
what?
have like oh, so I don't know if I fully answered like asked the question, which was like what is your what I just said like Cornelia Street Bolter that you're like seriously even if it's just one song it doesn't have to be a
I
mashup
don't
that you
even
didn't
know.
get not like oh I'm happy with what I got like I'm happy with what I got as well but
I don't
like
even know. I mean, I
what
guess
would it be maybe you don't know that it even exists but what would be either the song or the mashup that you'd be like this is literally mine like I'm like Cornelia Street Live and the Bolter my most played song like that's me and nobody else.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
like this really?
No, I mean, I
Maybe
don't.
prophecy? Anything with the prophecy?
I mean, yeah, I guess,
Have
but
you
like,
has
I
that
don't
fell for you? Wasn't that the song that you said
know.
was like it does something to you?
Yeah, no, and it still does. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess I don't like. I don't know. I can't think of one. Like, I guess in my head, like, what I remember of surprise songs that I'm sad I would have missed is like I wish I was there when Sabrina Carpenter came out and they sang
Okay, that's
Espresso.
fair.
Like, and whatever, what was it that they sang with Espresso?
Shit. Oh,
Wasn't Out of the
the
Woods, or
300
is it over now?
take out
Is it
coffees
over now?
later.
Like,
I
but
see.
at the same time, that's just because I freaking love Sabrina Carpenter.
Right. But
And
no, but
like,
that's a fair answer.
but
Like what's the surprise song for you of all surprise songs? And like that is a good answer.
yeah, because I mean, well, I guess I did see Sabrina Carpenter, but not like she didn't open for Taylor Swift
Oh,
like
right. Oh
when
my
we
God,
went,
how yeah, that's I'm so jealous.
but it was so great.
Yeah.
It was nice and short,
Sure.
honestly.
I know, like so
Like a little
different.
over an hour, but she got through all of her songs.
Right, right.
There's albums 35 minutes long.
Yeah.
No, but it was really well done and like really cute, like the vibe of it. Um, no, I guess I don't have one. Like I do remember like always thinking that like if she like Call It What You Want would have been one that like I don't think a lot of people would have been excited to get, but I would have been
I got it.
so excited to get it. Right. Like so
Without
I
well,
don't know, like
yep.
and I really wanted Clara Bow and I got it.
Oh
So
yeah.
like yeah, I mean I'm and then obviously like our first show was when we thought it was
No,
only gonna be one time she was gonna play Maroon and Getaway Car.
but Steph,
So
we
like
literally got what we said that we most wanted. Like we got
yeah.
maroon. Like I didn't say we said maroon, like getaway car. But the fact that we got, by the way, this only happened twice. We got getaway car with Jack Antonoff.
Right.
Antonoff.
And it was also
And it
like
was the first
obviously
time.
I know she backtracked on that I'm only gonna play a song once thing. So I know Maroon has gotten to be like one of those like you're on your own kid that's
Yeah.
always played. But still nothing
Oh,
beat like when you
ours was the
thought it wasn't
first.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. When that was it. Like for the first leg of shows, that was the only time it played.
Yeah.
Obviously that was the same show with Ice Spice. Like the Karma music video premiere, like You're Losing Me, the album came like the Till Dawn edition came out, this our show, like that was an
Yeah.
awesome show. um
Well,
and
and we could see her arm hair. Ryan loves to quote you on that. He's like, yeah,
I said
Steph.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ryan
on the
always
drive home.
yes, he's like, yeah, Steph Smith always said like he'll say like
Yeah.
to other people. The one
Oh
thing
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they could literally see her arm hair. Like that's what Steph said. Like we could see her arm hair.
We could. We could.
We could.
And I do like honestly I get it. Like I'm really happy I got You're on Your Own Kid, even though I know it she basically played it every other show. Like
No, you could be
that's
happy
the
for
Eras
it.
tour. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pumped I got to see it. Like I just everything was so great. I'm so happy with it. Like we got to go see it together. I'm so happy I got to go see it with Khan's mom and sister. Like
Yeah.
everything was just
And I know not everybody got the same like level of being lucky that we got.
But at the same time, like there really was something different and like special about every show. Even if like some were more like kind of crazy than others. Like
No, but I
if
just
you
mean
got
even
it,
us getting to go and like us being lucky
oh
that we
yeah, yeah, yeah.
fourth row without having to pay a crazy amount for it because we just
Right.
got lucky that you got let in the
In the
queue.
tickets. Yeah, yeah.
You got lucky to go to Ireland and I got lucky that I got to go in you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that sort of sense that like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we really did just get so lucky that we even got to
For
be there
sure.
more than once. But also
Definitely.
like especially our first show, holy like
Crazy.
you can't really do better than that.
That
Like
was insane.
holy shit. The only other show that I'm like not only other show but the thing that's like damn
When
is
Travis
like
Fimmel.
yeah, when
Yeah.
Travis came out like holy
Yeah. I
shit.
mean,
I would
that
have
one's
like
insane.
shat
And that's
myself.
also Gracie Abrams came out then too.
Yeah, but
She did a
also
surprise song with her. So it was kind of like a
yeah,
jam-packed, like, whoa, holy shit, what's
yeah,
going on here?
yeah.
But
um well, do you have like a favorite? Okay, so now like looking at eras overall, like what was your favorite? Like, could you think of a favorite change that she added, whether in outfit or you could speak on more than one, like favorite outfit that she changed, if you can remember that, favorite maybe
ooh,
song that she cut and then added, favorite song that she
okay.
added as opposed to
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
anything
yeah.
like
Obviously everything Torture Poets.
right.
I'm so happy. I also did, I can't say I minded combining folklore and Evermore.
Yeah,
That being said, I'm so sad we lost Tolerate It.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
so sad. Like,
Because that
I'm
like
also sad we lost the
yeah,
one. Like, I get why she wanted to keep
so sad.
Cardigan, but I'm sad we lost the one in the process. Um,
So sad.
but
Agree.
yeah, like I'm okay for the most part with what she took out of those to condense that
Yeah.
era, basically. Like, outfit wise, um, I guess honestly, I liked the first 1989 outfits more
I
than the
wish I could
second
remember what they
ones.
wait, was it only first ones and second ones?
Like
Oh, I
like
do
in the
remember the first
first
ones.
leg, she did like
Yes.
just the it
More
was one
straight.
color, it was more straight, but it had like some of the
Yes.
fringe. And then
Yeah.
the second one, she always was doing the mismatched thing. I liked the first ones more. I don't know
Okay.
why. Um, no really other main like big outfit changes when you
Was there
really think
a
about it.
outfit change that you loved?
But there wasn't really one.
The surprise song dresses.
Oh, I didn't love that.
But they those changed three times.
What was the second time?
Original, then the second ones for the European. The second was like the ones that we saw, which were like solid covers, but it was a color, sorry, but it was a totally different dress.
Oh,
Um,
maybe I don't remember what the first ones were then.
the first one was like
Um,
she kept getting her arm stuck in it.
oh
So the
yeah, I thought
second
those were the
ones
same.
didn't have that. No.
Oh no,
Like
I
the
didn't,
second
honestly
and
I didn't
third are
care
the
for
same
any of
design.
those.
Yeah.
Like the surprise song ones, I get that it was just like
Right.
to put over whatever she was wearing before it.
Right.
And then none of the other ones really changed that much.
Yeah, enchanted dresses. Those were
Well, yeah,
always
but those were
different.
always
Like do you have
different.
like a
So
favorite or and then like lover. It was just either like there's I'm just more privy to it because of the mastermind stuff. It was like either straight, all hot pink, all orange, purple,
I
or
didn't
the
like
blue
the
and
orange one.
gold, or the pink and there was blue and gold or pink and gold.
I didn't like the orange one. I like out of all of them, I guess I would say I didn't like the orange one, but I liked all the rest. I really
Yeah.
liked whenever she'd wear the black jacket with the gold stripes.
Yeah.
I really liked that
Yes.
jacket.
Oh, and then
Oh,
she had
and
a
I
new
love the new
fearless
Fearless
dress, the
dress.
blue and silver.
The blue and silver.
The blue and silver was the most new one, like the last edition. It's all silver and there was like blue on it. Sorry, you weren't on
Blue?
Masterminds.
That just makes me think of the black and gold versus blue and black versus white and gold dress because I thought she had it looked like a zebra.
There was there was the gold and black and then there's a silver and black and then there's a silver and blue.
I didn't realize she had a blue Fearless one. I thought they were all
It
variations
was
of
all
gold and
silver
black.
and then there was like blue in the like the front of
I
it.
gotta look it up.
Yeah, Google it. Um, yeah, it was like silver and like icy blue basically. And then there was black, silver, gold, silver that they would call it
Oh.
gold.
Oh, I don't
No,
like that.
so you don't like that?
That? No, I don't like that because that
Yes.
kind of reminds me of the octopus one that I hated too.
Oh yeah, didn't we get the octopus one for our show?
No,
We got the short
No,
gold.
we got the short gold because the week before Foxborough got it, the octopus ones in the rain. Because then I was like, oh, thank God, maybe it's too wet to be worn to
Yeah,
our
that's
show.
so funny.
Yeah.
And then there's yeah,
But I did love the fearless dress, like the black and the one that was black, like the kind of tigery looking one was
yes,
cool.
tiger stripe. That's
Um,
on Mastermind. They name all the outfits, so that was like called tiger stripe. I don't. I only remember like what some of them were called, but yeah, I totally like exact in terms of set list. Exactly echo you. Like my
yeah,
most like I'm so sad about the one and tolerate it because
yeah,
tolerate it because it was a play. And like when
yes,
she cuts "'Tis the Damn Season," now yes, that's one of my favorite songs, but there wasn't as much theatrics to it. So it's like, okay,
I
whatever.
get it. Yeah,
Same thing with The Archer. I fucking love that song,
agreed.
but there
Yep,
wasn't much theatrics. Like I get why she cut that. But Tolerate It was a play. Like, oh my God. And that made people
I
like
know.
literally be obsessed with the song. So sad that she cut that.
I'm
And
okay
the
with cutting
one,
Last Great American Dynasty. Like,
and the one, actually, I was sad about that too. But like,
well, I liked
but
that one
not
for
in
the dancers
comparison.
more than, yeah,
I
but
just
yes,
love when she was like, uh, uh
the
the
loudest
most
woman.
greatest that. Yes, that
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
And I don't know. I would always just get chills for that. But anyway, I like the one. I always loved that song, but her fucking note change on
mm-hmm.
it brought me to another realm of
I
life.
know.
And then bringing Ryan to the like Ryan going to night 3 with me, he then started loving that song. And so like I don't know, I just felt so sad. I agree. Like those were the two songs that I'm like so sad that they got cut. But other than Tortured Poets, um well, I guess nothing else got added really, right? Like
Right.
there was like other than that, like added outfit wise, I actually love that she changed the original surprise song dresses. I just felt like she, especially towards the end, when like the ones that we were in at the last leg, when there was a mixture of the
I did like
colors.
the mixed colors. Yeah.
Yeah. It made it more like not incongruous to everything else. And I also liked thematically that they're mixed colors because this is sort of a mix set. You get a little bit of everything. So I
Mm-hmm.
felt like thematically it made sense. Where the other colors, like I don't know, like Taylor Swift, there's like detail to everything that she does, or like a reason for everything she does. And I just like, there wasn't like, I didn't, there was no like reason to me that I could see why the outfit would be the outfit, if that makes sense, or
Well,
why
I think
those
it was just
outfits.
like, yeah, it was like, oh, I wore the pink 1989 one, so it's the pink surprise song dress. Like
Right.
that's
But
really
like, it
all.
didn't make sense for do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that it's where this at least it brings more Eras Tour vibe out, where even like the maroon to the pink. I don't know. I just liked the last change of like the mixture of the
I
colors. I
did
think it
like
made
the
it more
mix
fun.
of the colors. I guess to me, like, not that they weren't flattering, but like obviously they weren't like put together
This
with like the thought the rest of the outfits were in the sense of
yes,
like how they were gonna
because that was the
fit
one that they
and
put
work.
on her last minute.
Exactly, which is like I understand why it becomes like that's what it is. So I guess that's why I just never really cared what it was, but I
I
did
agree.
like the
Yeah.
the different colors in the last ones more than the
Yes.
others.
No, but I agree. The design of it, totally. But I will say I do love. I know what you mean. I do like the fit of the 1989, the straight. But I fucking love the mixture of the colors that she would do.
It was
Not even
fun.
not even for like what she gonna come out in tonight, but just the look of it, like the pink and the blue.
And then
Like
the
I don't know,
shoes,
the
yeah.
shoes. Like I just like again, not even for the guessing game of it all, which was totally fun, but just I'm like, ooh, I like those colors together. I like those colors together. So
Yeah.
I loved that. Um and yeah, for Enchanted, I loved when she just went classic purple, like just like fit the
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, the purple one was good. I also kind of like the one that everybody hated with the like tissue look on it
oh, the tissue
that
paper
she
one.
never wore again, but
Literally
like I
because
kind of
every
liked it.
oh really, I did hate I didn't like it.
I was like, oh, that's kind of pretty. Or different, I guess, because
Yeah.
I hated the purple one that looked like she was in like Cinderella with the second
Like
ass.
all the different color like
Yeah, and like the
purples.
big puff on the back of it. I don't
Like the
know.
one that was like different tiers of purple.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like a cupcakey one because there was two
Yeah,
different purple
probably.
ones. I liked the classic purple one that like you think when you think Enchanted.
Yeah. No, right. Was that the one that had a similar one in blue? or pink.
Yes, blue and
Yeah.
pink, all three.
Yep.
Yes. And
Yes,
I
I
love
like
the
that one.
by the way, I love the blue one also.
Yeah, the blue one was really pretty.
Yeah. Um it's so then speaking back to, I guess like you had mentioned this before we started recording, like how long the era store is going on, that the fact that there has been this many changes.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people say like between the era store starting and now, I've literally gotten out of a 6-year relationship, started dating somebody new, got engaged, married, and have had a kid. Like,
Yeah,
or
well, I was gonna
been
say,
through
I
two
remember
marriages, like
I
crazy shit,
saw
which
like one
hasn't been
person.
that long.
True,
It's
sometimes
been
it's
like a year and
like,
10
yeah,
months.
because I saw one person was like, I was pregnant at both my Eras shows
Yes, I saw
with
that
two different
too.
kids. Like, because one of them, it was like she was about to pop at the first show she went to, and then she was like newly pregnant at the, or
Yeah.
whatever, like at the second show. And I was like, it is so insane. But we talked, like, yeah, because that's what I said before. I was like, I think I got engaged 2 days before she announced she was going to do the tour. And then,
Really?
yeah, because I got engaged
Wow.
2022, like the end of October 2022. And I know it was November 2nd, 2022, that she announced the tour because I was at the dentist. Um, I don't know why I'd remember the dentist was November 2nd. I think I was looking at this the other day. And then, yeah, and then it's like, okay, by the end of the next year, I was married. And now
Yeah.
it's been fucking 15 months since I've been married. Like, that's insane.
It is, that is crazy. I didn't realize that, like, yeah, you went from dating to engaged to married.
Right. Before the second leg started, essentially. Even
Yeah.
that's how long the first, like, and I know some of that was like her announcing the tour and then 4 months later was
Right.
the actual
The
tour, but
tour
still,
actually
it's just
started.
like,
But just like thinking of, it's so easy and so difficult to think of like a world before the Eras tour.
yeah.
A world before Taylor Swift was this ginormous, because to us she's always been this big because we just didn't ever really think that she could reach
Yeah.
new heights. Um
Love it.
um but obviously she did, like every step of the way, even in the announcement of it. And then like Midnight's coming out, and then it's like, oh my god, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us to grasp because she was always that big, but then at the same time when you look back you're like, oh my god, so much has changed in these past 2 years
It's
of her
crazy.
career, of her
Because
personal
they
life,
even, yeah, right.
our personal lives.
She's been, I mean, technically, I guess 3 relationships.
And you know how like we say, oh, we weren't ready to like let go of like folklore to start Evermore, Evermore to start Midnights, or let go of Midnights to get into Torture Poets. But like realistically, since Midnights, this has been eras. And it's it's right that it's coming to a close, and I'm
Yeah.
like ready,
I feel
and
really
we
ready
are
for it.
ready
Yeah.
to say goodbye to it, especially because of all of, like the crazy shit of it.
Hmm.
But I guess just thinking of it as opposed to like she's throwing away the Midnight's era and like doing another re-record, and then she's doing that and doing Torture Poets. It's like, no, like this whole thing has been celebrating all of it. So like these
Yeah.
past 2 years basically, since announcing the tour and like coming out with Midnights, have really been this era
Yeah.
ultimately. Like have been one era, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Um
Do you think and like, I don't know, like, do you think her intent was maybe to put out the re records like 3 years ago when she's coming up with the concept for the Eras tour? Was it, okay, I'm going to release Midnights, have a new album, and then we're going to tour over the next year and a half, whatever it is, and I'm going to release the last 4 re-records? Do you think somewhere along the way she wrote so much stuff that it became, never mind, I'm going to release TTPD instead of Reputation? Like, do you know what I'm saying? It, like, I
yeah,
can't figure, because people, like, because I understand when people were like, it just makes no sense that the Eras tour ends without her owning all of her music,
right.
because I get that it does, and especially
I
when she
agree.
started announcing that like the re-records on the tour. I was like, oh, I think we'll get them all, but then she just announced Tortured Poets instead. Because, you know, like at the Grammys that night, we were all waiting for Reputation to be announced, not a new album. So it
Right.
was like, I wonder if she
like changed her
Originally was her
mind.
intent, it was going to be all 4 re-records, but then she wrote so much and wanted Tortured Poets out, maybe also because she met Travis and it was like, I need this out, closed,
Out because
done,
right.
because I have moved on.
Because
Like,
she obviously
I
did
don't
add
know.
songs to it. Yeah,
Right.
I think pieces of that are
I know,
definitely
because
true
then,
because she did say that she thought of the concept and like we know she thought of the concept 2 years ago and stuff and she had those songs, but I do think especially in what you're saying in the last part of it that like meeting Travis and whatever wanted her to push it out as complete work way earlier maybe than anticipated.
right.
Um yes, but
But
I
then
do think
again,
Torture Poets was something that she
right, because then I was going to say the reverse of that is
oh, she
that,
did say that they were planning on I don't know.
but like, because the reverse of my theory is she has, this is a pattern that she's done. She did Evermore, well, Folklore and Evermore. Let's just lump them together. Then she did 2 re-records the next year, Midnights the following year, 2 re-records the year after that, Tortured Poets. That's it.
Yeah, but
Like her
maybe
pattern with the re-records has been similar where it
right.
was new album, 2 re-records, new album, 2 re-records, new album. So like in that
But she
sense, then maybe she was planning to do this the whole time, but it just, I don't know.
no, but to your point, she a different pattern is every 2 years an album and it's been a year and a half. So maybe she originally wanted to release Torture Poets
At the
around
end,
now and wanted to announce Reputation or whatever in the end of it because she hates like as much as she loves a pattern, she hates a pattern. Like I'm opening my book that I
yeah.
got today because she says and I will read to you. Um I'll never forget the call when I explained my idea of the concept for the Eras tour to my team. At the time, I was working on the Midnight's album, and if we were to do what I've always done, I would have embarked on planning the Midnight's tour. But there's nothing I hate more than doing what I've always done.
Well, and to that point too, I do think maybe Tortured Poets maybe was never supposed to be part of the Eras tour. To that, to your point, because you can't, like, if she was gonna, like, say to your point, maybe she was gonna announce it now, it
Or
wouldn't
like
have been in the
release it
Eras
now, I
tour.
think.
Right.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't have had Tortured Poets be part of your Eras tour performances if that was what you were
Right.
doing. And then to that effect was part of the thinking also, like not just like circumstances in her life making her want to do it earlier, but then also, okay, well, like if I put it out right at the end of the tour, everybody's gonna be like, oh, Tortured Poets tour, when? I can't believe she's not gonna tour
Right.
Tortured Poets, you know, like where it would
I'm
be like,
sure
oh, great, now I'm gonna let me
I'm sure
move
this
it up
all
so that it can be part of the tour so that when we're done, there's nothing
gets
that's
done.
out there as an outlier of like didn't get a tour, essentially. Because
Right.
Torture Poets would have been one that didn't have a tour then. That
Right.
people would have been kind of like, oh, where's that one?
So I think like she probably did go through all of those avenues, those pathways of like, do I do this? Do I do reputation and whatever within the tour so it closes that way and then do torture boats? But then to your point, then it's like, okay, when is this tour going to be? So I think it's like no matter what she decided to do with like in her own brain, there would be something that doesn't wrap up perfectly.
Also,
So this is what
yeah.
made the most sense. And so that's why. So maybe at one point it was supposed to be a different way, but then in dating, like all of these things probably played a factor into happening exactly how they
And it
happened.
also, like, to be fair, and I think maybe this is something too that, like, I do forget about because she obviously has gotten, like, so big. The Red Taylor's version release really was like, holy shit, what is going on? Like, this is an insane release for a re record. And
Right.
then obviously her next album was Midnights, which was off the charts in its release. So then part of it
Right.
also could have been, oh shit, I have way more still going for me
Right.
than I thought I did. So I'm not going to
I'm gonna
release
ride
4
this.
re records in
Yeah.
1 year. Like, maybe that's what 2023 was going to be, right?
Right.
Like, maybe it was supposed to be 1989, Speak Now, Reputation, debut. Like, maybe before she realized, oh, I still got this and I'm actually bigger than I've ever been. So let me give them all their
Right.
extra time. Like, maybe she was originally like, yeah, they're all going to come out like kind of whenever, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh shit, I
I
still
I
got
like
it. So
I
maybe
genuinely
not.
think you're right that but I also like it's part of it's like a little bit of everything. Like
Mhm.
she essentially weighed all her options for went down all these pathways. Things change. She had a plan, then things change and things change. And so it ended up like this. So it's not some grandmaster plan that Reputation and Taylor's version haven't been out yet. It's just like the timing's not right. Like it maybe it was supposed to be.
And I think having these left when she's essentially going to compared to the exposure we've had to her over the last 2 years, she's essentially going to become a hermit for the next year, I'd guess. Besides
Yeah,
like going to games or something, right? But like it is good to probably have those,
in terms of work, yeah.
right? To be like, here you go, guys.
Right.
Here, take these 2 re-records next year. You're happy. I'm happy. I didn't like, I'm still kind of relaxing, writing, doing whatever I
Right.
want to be doing. You're still getting fed because you're insatiable, like, so maybe that's part of it too, where it's like, oh, I can still just drop these next year. Everybody will love it. And it's
Yeah.
not,
And
yeah,
isn't it something that I
they
feel like
have
I
to come
saw a
out.
couple times that it has to be released next year, both of them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because like a trademark's gonna end or something, which I feel like you can just renew. But like,
That's
yeah,
true.
I've seen it a couple times
I've
that like
seen it. Yeah. I
something
don't
was like
know.
they have to come out next year.
Yeah.
I don't remember why exactly.
Right. I saw that too. And you're right. I don't know if it's something that can be undone or read like whatever it is, but yeah, I mean like I'm like I almost want to say I'm more excited for Reputation, but to know what we're gonna get with debut, I feel like is really gonna be something special. So like, oh, I don't know. I'm
I'm
like,
really excited for debut, and like, I guess I would say I'm really excited if like for Reputation Vault tracks, but I'm really excited about debut
yes,
because I feel like one, obviously, it is the least known
right,
of her albums. And it's also, I can't wait to hear it in a more mature voice.
yes, and like
Reputation is not going to sound that different. Because Reputation, she really did like more than like,
less than 10 years ago,
yeah. And like her voice, like, it was already getting to that more mature point. Like she could
right,
hit the low. She obviously had a great vocal range there compared to like earlier albums. Like she really came into her own in vocals and Reputation already, so it's not like, oh, Don't Blame Me is going to sound so much better with this, like, with how she's
yes,
grown compared to what it was, because she already had done so much work on her
right,
voice
right.
by that point. So like I feel like for like debut though, it's like I love Cold as You. I can't wait to hear Cold
I
as You as
know.
like a more
That's what I was
mature
gonna say.
sounding
Like
song. Like, oh my God.
as a whole, it's debut because it's not just what the vault tracks are, which I hope
Right.
that there's some songs that we already know exist. But yes, just hearing the voice and the vocals and how they've changed, but Reputation still because of the vault tracks
For
is
sure.
still, but then I'm equally also like afraid just because Reputation, King of My Heart's my most played song ever. But I mean, I just can't do what I did with 1989 and like listen to them back to back. You know how I listened to like
Yeah.
the old and then the new
Yeah.
and I was like, what the fuck? I
Yeah.
simply can't do that again.
Can't do that
No, I
because
need
it
to listen to it
really,
all the way through and then
mhm.
maybe go to back to the, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
Wow.
there's nothing that she's gonna put out next. Like, we're gonna get both of them regardless, but like, I actually I hope Reputation comes first. Like, what if there's like a no? Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say, what if there's another like beautiful love song on it? But then I would also feel like bad that you would have to re-record that.
Well, I
Um,
think she's done with all of it.
no, right, but I mean, not re-record it, but like put it out there to
Experience
be
it. Yeah, yeah,
consumed
yeah.
as new as
Yeah.
for us to
Right.
watch our take on it and to bring up Joe again with Reputation because
But I also
Reputation,
feel like, and true, I do hear what you're saying, but I do feel like so many of like her love songs now, especially the ones about Joe, like I feel like they've just, some of them, like Endgame, for example. How
Endgame and
was
King of
that
My Heart,
How
she
was
is
that never about Travis? You know what I mean? Like in
I
my head, it's like
literally
you wrote that about Travis before
you
you
wrote
knew.
that you were just prophetic. No, but literally she
Exactly.
sang King of My Heart for Travis like 3 times and was
And like
like,
when she sings Lover at the tour and then like they
yeah,
smile at each other and look at each other. Like a lot of the
yeah,
songs I feel like that were about Joe have become like have the
Yes.
like
On
she
Reputation.
you
Yeah.
can see how she's turning them into something else. I mean, she said that at the first tour.
Yes, it
Where I
turns
want
into
you to think
something
about
else.
us instead of
But
whatever. But
but
I
the
don't know if
album
maybe like if Reputation, maybe we'll feel that way since we never heard the song before.
but the album as a whole, I think she might actually, now that I'm thinking about it, gloss over more and really focus on debut and promoting it because of that. Because think of like the Jake Gyllenhaal of it all. Think of like even like Dear John, like how much we dug into Taylor's past, and not we, you and I, but the world is like what was going on with her life at the time. What was that about? Where like, look at what just happened with the stupid screenshot or the phone thing,
Yeah.
where it's like you don't even. She probably I can like see her being like,
Oh God. Yeah.
here's this, here's Reputation, and then literally just
And
focusing on debut without
because I
talking about what Reputation was for her and how she was feeling when she wrote it and how she found love in a dark time. Like she can't
yeah,
like not that she can't do that. I don't think she's gonna want to do that.
agreed. It like and it's hard too because I feel like obviously when Reputation came out, obviously she wasn't as big as she is now. And I feel like people that didn't actually listen to it think it's a completely different album about completely
Right.
different things than really the album is.
Yeah.
Like you think Reputation is about Kim and Kanye because that Scooter didn't happen by that point either. So
Right.
it's kind of like people that never listened think that that's a hard album. It's about like how she was wronged, blah, 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 because they heard Look What You Made Me Do as a single.
Hmm.
They don't realize that that's like her biggest love album she's ever put out,
Yeah.
essentially. But now that she is so big, people will listen to it, even
And
if
can
they
you
never really
just
did before. And they're gonna be like, holy shit.
imagine all the people that are already that are like even her own fans, like the ammo that they're gonna get. Like so I can again, I haven't thought about this until right now, but I can totally see her literally pulling another Reputation, putting it out without saying a goddamn word.
The only
And
other thing I
then
could see her doing is
whoop,
maybe just
skirting
putting
right.
out both at the same time.
Yeah, no, either the same time or like
Right.
in my like prediction is like Reputation just drops and she's like it's out now with like nothing. No, there will be
Yeah,
no
like she
explanation.
did
There
with
will just
folk,
be
like she
Reputation.
did with Folklore and Evermore.
Yeah,
And
but
she
no
could play it off.
explanation
She
as
could play
that.
it off as that because
No
that is
explanation.
kind of
There's
what
no
she said.
prologue. There's literally nothing. And then like a week later, 2 weeks later, debut and she literally talks about I own all my work now.
Yeah.
I own all this. I own all that. And like if she does press or any interviews, like oh like Reputation, like one or two questions about Reputation that she can answer that she knows are coming, but like there's not going to be a focus on Reputation Taylor's version. It's literally going to be
Yeah, I think there's
dropped.
definitely like if Reputation probably
I
will
think
come
it's going to come
first.
first. It's
Yeah, and it
I
probably will
always
be
thought
a
it would.
short, yeah,
I
window
always
between them.
And maybe that's like honestly, I'm like, I think this is it now. And that's maybe why she pushed it even further. Like she simply
Doesn't want to deal with it.
to get back into it and have
Yeah.
interviews about this and the process of that and that time of her life where she's gonna push it. So it's literally those two have to be so close together where she's no explanation, Reputation, which we've thought already, and then end on debut, which is she's
Getting her
going to
name
want to
back.
talk about
Yeah.
her first year in the business and how it means to her owning her own work and owning the songs that she wrote when she was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16
Yeah.
years old. And she's gonna just like emphasize that. And and honestly, I would do the same thing if I was her.
I
Because
would
it
too.
makes it, by the way, it makes sense even without her wanting to potentially not talk about that stuff because
Right.
that's what literally the tagline for Reputation is no
Right.
explanation.
Exactly.
You let it live on its own.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Like,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for her to chill. I'm
Oh,
excited
and the
that it's the end of an
Thanksgiving.
era.
Did you hear that they all had Thanksgiving together?
I did. That was cute.
Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but I love that.
Well, I mean, they were all at the game, so
Oh, okay. Because I didn't yeah, because like it's not like yeah, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. It's an end of an era,
it
but
is the end of
the
an era.
start of an age,
Mhm.
and it's not the end of it. Well, I guess that was a decade. Oh my God! But she did change the
She did
lyric for
change it.
that.
Yeah.
She did. That was so cute. I did see that. I would have shit my pants If no, like I think when I heard her sing it, I was like, oh my God, out loud. If I was
Yeah.
there, even though it's just like literally one word, like even though she's breaking the fourth wall by talking to who's ever in the audience, I'd be like, I can't believe she like broke the fourth wall like that and just like acknowledge the Eras tour.
Even though she does say welcome to the Eras tour at the
No, but
start of
like
the
in the
show.
song and
Yeah.
like acknowledging, yeah, like breaking the fourth wall, not just in the Eras tour, but that it's like the last show. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. In a song, in her own
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know. There's just something. It's like Karma's the guy on the Chiefs. It's like that same vibe. Like,
Exactly.
wait,
But nobody's
you
complaining about that.
acknowledge that? I can't believe
Yeah.
it.
It's
It's like crazy.
that was so great. Steph. Okay.
The
Like,
first time. Oh wait,
yeah.
let's talk about the ads to the
No.
Eras tour. That
Remember
ad.
when we were like, if she sings Endgame, it is so about Travis. Like, if
Yup.
she sings Endgame, that's going to be crazy. And then that show, we got her singing Endgame as a surprise. And we were like, we knew it. She's talking to us because we all said, do it, bitch, do it. Then she did Karma as the guy on the Chiefs. And then she ran
And
into his
Travis,
arms and kissed him at the end of the show. And we were like, we were just hoping to get Endgame. That's
I
all. That's all we wanted as a little baby
I can't
sign.
believe we are gonna wrap up the end of the Eras without wrapping that up. Like, holy shit, that was like the
That was
craziest.
insane.
That was like the crazy one of like the craziest times of my lives.
And then
Like
he came on
life.
stage
Like
like 6 months later or whatever.
no, the stage was insane, but genuinely
That was
that
insane.
him with Taylor's dad and then him doing this,
Yeah.
him putting his hands on his head. Holy shit. Like I can't
Insane. Insane.
and I
We
guess it's
literally
just
were
one
just
of
like, I
those
hope she
things
does
like
Endgame because it's such a Travis song. And then she was like, yeah, I'll do it, bitch. And watch this. And then watch this. I was
but
like,
just
holy
the
crap.
fucking joy. Oh my God.
So good.
We've been given so much.
So much.
And like we're like, oh my God, imagine like when we get a picture of them like kissing for the first time. And like now looking back, it's like, oh my God, that's happened so many times
Literally so
now.
many times. They're so cute.
And like it's just
I really wish we could see more like obviously I know we see a ton like from obviously the Super Bowl stuff and like
yeah.
Coachella, whatever, like the US Open, but I really wish we would see them like
We still haven't seen them at an award show together, like Taylor's award
no.
shows. Just
No,
saying.
and if the Chiefs keep on like rolling, then we won't this year either.
Does it fall on like uh
Well, it's just that like the Grammys are early February and
are they
like
always
I
I
think
literally
so.
I'm
And
sure
then
they
the
are.
is it early February? Well, either way, the Grammys are
Right.
just
If they're
like
in the
kind of right
Super Bowl
around the
again.
Super Bowl.
It was like the week between like the Super Bowl like the whatever and the Super Bowl,
She
right?
won the Grammys the week before. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl basically.
Right, right. So unless they're in it, they're not in it.
Yeah. Which
But like we have seen her at some of his things, seen him show up to a red carpet with her, right? Am I right in that?
yeah, because
Other than like her tour.
we've only seen him at her shows. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want him at an official Taylor
Yeah.
Swift event. And because we said like the VMAs, like imagine them both just getting drunk and dancing at the VMAs, which
So
we did kind of
funny.
see with like the
US
tennis
Open.
open
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. But like I want to see like I still feel like that was his element, like the sports world, like he was bringing her there. It was Patrick and Brittany. Like I need to see like because sorry,
Like the
this is my last
Coachella.
thought. Kind of, but I still think that was Taylor or Travis bringing Taylor. Like that's something
But they were
Travis.
with Sabrina and Barry.
But that's
Ice
just something
Spice.
like we have not seen necessarily like Taylor at that we were like that's so cool that Taylor probably
Right.
felt comfortable
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah.
and to be on the open. But like we saw first Taylor at Travis's games and we were like, oh, we want to see them together. And then we did see them together at like a lot of like sporting events, like baseball or the tennis or like whatever it is. And then we saw like Travis at the
At
Taylor show,
the Taylor shows. I mean,
the Taylor shows, but we haven't seen Travis and Taylor at Taylor's like events, if
Taylor's
that makes
event.
sense.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So like I'm excited to see him in her element like with her. Like yes, we've seen him meeting her friends and like in the tent, just like we saw her meeting, being with the mom or the mom, being with the moms, being with the
Yeah.
wags and all of that. But like I don't know. I guess like it's just like what else can we see? And it's like that. Like
I
that's
know,
what
and
else we can see.
that's what like I'm afraid of, like, right, because again, I don't think they're with the
No,
way we behave as a fandom, I
no,
don't
we
think
don't
they're going to be posting like cute little Instagram
simply
stories together or
we
things like
don't
that.
deserve it.
We
We
don't.
simply
We
don't
don't.
deserve it. And I understand if she doesn't do it, but
I
like
wish we did, but we don't deserve it. Unless
yeah,
like the documentary, for example, might have
the
some stuff,
documentary.
but
I do wish I saw like I'm not complaining. I'm saying like if we're adding a list of things that would have been cute, like because both of their Instagrams are like way more business. Although we did see Taylor post Travis with the Prince Harry or William or whoever the fuck she posted with, and but like a cute little Instagram post for birthday post for each of them.
I know.
Like I wish it's fine. Like we
It's
have
fine.
enough. We have
Right.
enough.
You just got to go back to
But
the stuff we have. Yeah.
yeah, no, we already have so much. Like more than we could have literally ever asked for.
No, literally.
Karma's the guy in the Chiefs. Like no one asked for that, but we got it.
It's so true.
But
All
we got
right.
it. Nobody asked for Travis to be sorry. Like carry her on the stage, but we fucking got it.
Crazy. Crazy.
So like I don't need an Instagram post. I take back what I
No,
said.
I know,
Like
but I still
it's
want one.
no, for sure. But then we're just the demanding fans.
I know. I know. But she's never going to hear us saying this
No, for sure.
unless
But
she's
all
one of our listeners, of
yeah,
course.
but then it's like we are the problem. No, but it's we're not I'm not demanding it of her like you have to do this, you have to do that. We're
No, I'm not saying
disappointed
I
that you
can't
didn't
believe she
do
hasn't done this.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Just to be clear. So everybody
Just
knows
to
we're
be
not
clear.
hypocrites. Just to
Just to be
be
clear.
clear. Is that from something or are we
Yeah,
just
it's
singing?
from Always Sunny.
Oh, I
When they
was
do
just
that
thinking.
uh it's from the Nightman musical
Dayman.
when she's
Ah.
like when Dee is like, just to be clear, I did not write that song and I've never had sex with a child. Just to be clear, just to be clear. And then it goes to the next scene.
I'm so glad you remembered.
Thanks.
I didn't.
Me too.
That's so good. Well,
All right, well, it's the end of an era.
but
The start of an age of us putting timely podcasts out with a consistent schedule, okay? 2025 is that
next
time.
middle of the month, whatever that
Yeah,
means,
we'll see
for the
you.
most part.
We'll see you in 2025.
5.
So, pick up your stuff
Pick up your stuff because
because
we're
we're dropping.
dropping our
Bye.
now. Bye.